is Smythe, host of the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.
Welcome to the Team Podcast, episode 035. My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast. And I got with me, as always, well, not always, the co-host of the Team Podcast, Wells from the Horseplay Podcast.
What up? Last episode of the year. Season.
And on the ones and twos, you got the great DJ Smythe.
Not a DJ. But yeah, I'm ready for this. Season finale. I like it.
Season finale. And of course, we got a guest for this special occasion, the Ultimate show. We got Casey J. Ford.
Don't forget the J.
What up?
Is he a guest at this point? Or just like, he's a guy that shows up?
A recurring guest.
I'm a recurring guest. This is my third episode.
He's just a member, I feel like, at this point. He's in 1/10 of the episode.
A fan favorite.
There you go.
People do mention you. A fan favorite.
Nice.
Wow. They don't mention that about anyone else on the podcast.
Nope, not even me, and I'm here all the time.
Well, it used to be Wells.
Huh.
It was
You
Wells
were a favorite?
until that one fatal episode.
Which one?
What was the
That
fatal
one
episode?
fatal episode that turned everyone.
What? Which one?
What did you do, Wells?
You know what I'm talking about, Smite?
I know what you're talking about, but I feel like that's unwarranted.
What do you mean?
I think
I know it wasn't his fault.
I think he's talking about the double episode when we did the Team Podcast
Yeah.
plus the Horseplay.
What did I do wrong?
That was a great
It wasn't
episode.
you. It wasn't you. But it's
So
just
then
like,
why would I be turning
I
it?
don't
The
know. It's
fails
just,
blatant racism got went into the.
That's nothing to do with me.
I understand.
He's your friend.
It just turned people around. I'm telling you what I hear.
I
I don't believe the hype.
Bad.
I do not believe the hype at all.
Really? So how does that tarnish my name?
You are now not the favorite, apparently.
Well, it's good for me then.
Am I the favorite now?
It's definitely good.
Wait till you slip up, Casey. You're gonna slip up this episode.
See, I don't have social media. It's hard for me to step up.
But
All my
I'm
bad
pretty
thoughts
squeaky
are to
clean.
myself.
I don't get it, man.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I hear in the streets. Just telling you what I hear in the streets.
Wow. It's rough, man.
Anyway, what'd you guys get up to in the last
3 weeks?
3 weeks? What'd you guys get up to?
How,
Well, it's like I always like to start with you. What'd you get up to?
Man, I've been
care
busy with baseball.
are you good anymore? Or
This guy's already out of
you
here. He's
just walked
done.
out of here? Are you good at baseball or do you suck?
What do you mean, am I good at baseball?
Like, are you good now? Because last time I heard you talk about it, you suck. So
What?
last time we talked
You
about
guys
it,
are bringing all this new
you
information
struck
to
out
me.
in the last inning. I remember this very well.
That
You
doesn't mean
struck
I
out
suck.
in the last inning with the game on the line. Casey, definition of sucking.
I'm not going to talk to that one. I think striking
Okay,
out at
here.
the end of a
In
baseball game doesn't mean
what
much.
makes you a good player? You're successful 3 times out of 10, right?
No, not in whatever league you play in. You should be in all the time. In the majors, yeah.
See, he's holding you to a different standard.
Yeah,
That's the
I
problem.
get it. I don't even know why.
I don't understand where that came from, Smite.
We've
think
now
it's
that's
just pile on Wells
two
there.
attacks on me so far. I'm sorry I couldn't record last week.
There is a theme
I'm
for this
sorry,
episode.
yeah.
There will be a theme. No, I'm joking.
No, I'm okay, man. I'm all right.
you go.
I won 2 years ago. I won the Golden Bat in one of my leagues, which is essentially the no, it's not MVP. I didn't win the MVP. I won the Golden Bat, which means you produce the highest offensive stats.
It's like MVP to me.
No, it's not. Anyways, it's been busy. I went to a festival a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw that. On the
Yeah,
gram.
at Echo Beach.
How
It was
was
pretty bonkers.
Yeah. What kind of music did they play?
It was mostly like house and EDM.
Yeah.
Your kind of music.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like all music, but I like going to those festivals.
I like that answer.
That was a good.
Hey, music is good. I like it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what genre.
I wasn't being an ass.
But it sounded like it.
Are you going after me now too? Jeez, I thought I was safe from you.
No. I respect that answer. I
No,
love that
I
answer.
will go to
I love
any-
all kinds of music too.
Yeah, because when you get to this age, like you've heard it all, you want something that like is gonna expand your mind or come different, or you want stuff. You just figure out what you want, right? And like I'm not stuck. Like some people are just like stuck to listening to hip hop or stuck listening to country, whatever, and that's fine too. But anyways, I had a great time. It was a good 2 days.
That's my spiel.
Yeah.
That was Wells' PR comeback tour right there.
Anything you do exciting this week, Smite?
Oh my god! So the last 3 weeks I've been at the cottage, which I call the in-laws at Port Colborne because I can't do that.
Is it?
You know
cottage,
what?
Or are you just going?
I forgot to message you because I was at my parents' last weekend, and you're like down the street from them.
I would have totally
Because you know what? I looked at my Facebook and it says Smythe is nearby. I'm like, oh, he's probably in Port, and that's like a 20-minute drive.
100%. I would have came and got you and brought you to the beach.
Hold on,
Hold
wait.
on, hold
Facebook
on.
does that?
Facebook does that?
Oh, what? Facebook's the most invasive thing
if
in
you
the
have
world.
like your location turned on, it could tell you where
yeah,
some of your
tell you,
other
okay.
friends are nearby.
Yeah.
And so when I was at my parents in Crystal Beach, which is just like kind of like Fort Erie, right at the border.
It's literally 20 minutes.
Yeah.
away.
So the question-
Smythe's other family is in Port Colborne.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
For you guys who don't know this, where they're talking about locations, basically around Niagara Falls, which is about
Fort Erie.
Fort Erie. Niagara Falls,
The
Fort Erie.
Niagara region.
I'm giving it Niagara region.
Okay.
Which is basically what, an hour and a half?
Actually, if you
hour
want
and
to
a half
say
away
it's closer to Buffalo than it is Niagara,
Okay,
technically.
I'm just
Thanks.
trying to give people
Thanks,
people geography.
Well, you're wrong.
About an hour and a half out of Toronto, where we all live. Anyway, continue.
There's an open invite for all you guys to come down if you guys want to hang out at the in-laws' house. There's a beach.
I don't get weekends off.
I love my cottage. It's amazing. I love it so much.
Start getting them off, man.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Okay, well,
You're
Debbie
not coming.
Downer over here.
Yeah. Everyone else wants to come. But yeah, that's where I was last couple weekends. It's been amazing. The weather here has been like bonkers. Right now it's like 100 degrees in the attic, which is why we can't record in the summer. The studio is way too hot.
This is probably as bad as we'll ever get.
Well, there's a thunderstorm outside, so to cool things down, we're gonna all be okay. But right now, everybody's sweating. Like Casey's shirt's just like it's drenched.
He's gonna have it off at some
But
point.
yeah, eventually it's coming off.
I'm not even moving, and I'm sweating.
It is so. All right, what are you up to, Casey? The last couple weeks?
Nothing. Just work. Watching a little bit of the World Cup. Watching all the fun events happening in sports overall in North America. And that's about it, really. And I am enjoying the nice weather, right?
There you go.
I don't like the winter very much. So
Not one of
I
those
try
people.
not to complain when it's this hot.
Yep.
I never
But
play with
man, it is hot.
Oh, man.
I have a question for both of you guys, because we did this movie podcast maybe a month ago or something like that. And I believe, Wells, I think your most exciting movie you want to watch was Solo. I think.
Did I say that?
I think that's what you said.
No.
I think. Did you say Solo as well, Casey?
I mean, it's
No, you
on the
didn't.
list.
I definitely would not have said Solo.
Have either of you guys seen Solo?
No,
Yes,
you
sir.
ask me this every week.
Have you seen Solo? yet?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen Solo?
I have seen Solo.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay.
Just out of 10.
6.5.
I know. It's.
You saw Solo too?
I haven't
It's
seen
like the
it,
white
but-
bread of Star Wars movies.
Yeah. The thing is, like,
That's all I've heard.
You know what? It's not as bad as people are making it. Like, I liked it more than The Last Jedi.
wow,
Right?
that is disrespect.
The Last Jedi wasn't a good movie.
Coming at the Last Jedi, I get it.
Right?
That is just-
I'm just. Well, my point was to that is the Star Wars fatigue, which I said was going to happen. It seems to have happened.
I think it was a combination
Good
of.
call.
I think it was a combination of the response The Last Jedi got. A lot of people agreed
Yeah,
with me
you might be right.
that didn't like it, and then they just didn't give Solo a chance. Like, it's not a horrible movie, but it's not a great movie. either.
I think.
Wait. I'm going to show you a list, Casey, to see if you agree with that. Just look at that and see if you agree with that. But anyway, continue what you're saying.
I just think they had a good thing going where they were coming out with a movie every December, right?
Christmas.
Yeah.
So you have the storyline which comes every 2 years, and in between you have the the spin-off. And like it was working fine. I don't know why they came out with this movie in
Yeah, good
In
formula
May.
ruined. Exactly what I said.
because
I said
Rogue One was very successful.
you can't.
but
throw
it came
Star
out
Wars
in
to be
December.
every
That's what I was
6
saying. Every
months.
December they're coming out with a Star Wars movie. It was kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm down with that every December.
6 months is way too early. There isn't a sequel in the world or a time movies in the ever. I guess Marvel does it technically, but there's so many completely different arcs that you're not seeing the same characters.
Yeah.
You can't throw in a Star Wars and a Star Wars 6 months out
Well-
and expect good results.
See, you're probably the biggest Star Wars fan here, Wells. Why haven't you seen it, though?
I just haven't had time.
Does that have time, man? All right. Sorry, the list I showed Casey.
But you know what?
Yeah,
That's
go
that's also a bad excuse too, because I wanted to see Deadpool and I ended up making time to go see it.
So you didn't make time.
And-
So you haven't made time to go see
Yeah.
Solo. So maybe that's.
But it's
kinda
it's
telling
a
you.
sign.
even if
It's
I
on.
saw like I've seen like the fresh meter on Rotten Tomatoes, I've seen the word of mouth, and like I still don't think that's going to stop me from watching it.
No, it
But
shouldn't.
I've tried. I wanted to see a horror movie over it the last week, which I didn't end up going to see it. So I don't know, man.
The
Like,
hype is gone, 100%. The reviews.
well, it's been
are
a month and a
killing
half
it.
now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that the reviews didn't help it. The fatigue didn't help it.
I think it's fatigue. I think it's
And for the diehard Star Wars fans, there's nothing special about it, right? Like, no one wanted to see that movie in the first place.
It's not even that necessary, to be honest.
That's the point, right? Like, who wanted to see
So
the
I
origin
like
story of Han Solo?
Han Solo in was it New Hope? Was it New Hope the original one?
Yeah.
Anyway, he was 25 years old. He's supposed to be 25 years old in that movie. So you're going back even young. So the movie started off with a younger Han Solo, and now you're. Like,
Well, it's not like he's a teenager or nothing, but
No.
I mean, it wasn't
24-year-old.
But I don't think anyone really wanted to watch that story. Whereas
Yeah.
Rogue One, people were interested.
At
in
least Rogue
that.
One was right before New Hope, because that movie ends literally 10 seconds.
But no one
before
knew
New Hope
that
starts.
was
Well,
what was
that's
going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I knew before I went to go see it. this is
No, I knew
directly
it was,
before the first
but I didn't
Star
know it
Wars.
was literally like
5
passing the
seconds.
baton.
But we
Yeah.
knew it was like this was the prequel.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the prequel to the first Star Wars. So it's like we're watching a movie that's part of the canon.
I actually did
Right.
know that. No, they did. They
Yeah,
marketed
right.
it that
They
way.
said- Maybe not 10
No,
seconds, but they knew it was
I didn't know that
close.
there was gonna literally
the line.
they
the line.
passed the thing over to Princess Leia.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here we are in New Hope.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I knew
But
it
we
was
knew it was
like
close.
before.
Exactly.
The list I showed Casey was that same list I have with Star
your
Wars
top
movies.
movies.
And would you say it's accurate?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty accurate. I mean,
You're the only one who disagrees.
I
with
totally-
This is
I
bad
totally-
radio. This is bad radio. You're not telling us.
Well, no,
Wait.
the list I showed you on.
If
on
they
Instagram.
Yeah,
follow
but
us
the
on
people
Insta.
listening right now don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
So
okay.
refresh them. Read
All
it.
right. I'm gonna have to open it up. So just give me a little filler here.
Right,
Anyways.
more Star Wars stuff in between.
Well, I think like I do want to see it, but I think the gap 6 months is not that much. Like, not that should
Is
like.
too much.
it is a really good Netflix movie.
I
That-
will.
and
I will
that's-
watch it when it. 'cause
That's
it's,
where
it's
I won't
inevitable,
see it,
right?
unfortunately.
But I don't know why they didn't let it come out in December. It probably
Also,
could
like,
done it
Because
better.
they thought
You
they
need the
got
summer.
greedy. They
Yeah.
really thought
There's-
that they
yeah.
would be
But the
successful.
summer's so stacked.
And there's
like,
so much good movies
You
happening.
hear they canceled the Boba Fett movie now?
they canceled it.
Yeah. They
No,
canceled
Solo
Boba-
did.
But it's not like it didn't like do. Like it
No,
didn't
it
do.
didn't do well.
It didn't do numbers.
It
what
didn't
they're
do
supposed
the
to
numbers
expect.
like before,
I don't
but
even
it's
think it
not
did
like
half
they're
the numbers they were
struggling.
expecting.
It's not
All right,
they're
let me give you my
struggling.
list. This is a list I came up with. I actually got a bunch of lists I'm going to start posting. But so in order from best to worst: Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Force Awakens, Rogue One, a Star Wars story, The Last Jedi, Return of the Jedi, Solo, a Star Wars story, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones.
Just dogging the prequels.
Yeah, the prequels.
I don't know if Phantom Menace and Attack of the... I actually recently watched
Clones is
Attack
really
of the
bad.
Clones on TV.
It's the worst
It's
one.
worse than Phantom Menace, and that's saying a lot.
It is the worst
right?
one.
Like, it's,
You know what? You know what saves Phantom Menace? Probably the last part. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
saves-
He's
Darth
the
Maul.
only thing that saves it.
I liked Phantom Menace.
And you disagree with the list, so what would you change in this list, Mike?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Phantom Menace will go up.
to what?
To what?
Into
The
the
second
top.
last?
No, into the. I would almost say top 5. I love that movie.
Jesus.
That was a great movie. Force Awakens would go down.
Casey is looking
my
at him
God.
like he's insane.
What else?
I don't.
Revenge of the Sith would go up.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith should
Was
be
a,
up
was a
higher,
good
I agree.
movie. Was a good movie.
Yeah, Revenge of the
Empire
Sith was
Strikes
good.
Back is a clear cut absolute
Yes.
number one.
The first two are-
There's no, yeah.
The
one
first
and
two, I'm
are
alright
like,
with that. Yeah.
And then-
Sith is not a good movie.
I loved it.
It's not
It's the
as bad
best
as you think
out
it
of
The
is.
the
trilogies.
prequels.
And that's why
And
I
that's the problem with
And-
the Revenge of the Sith.
and I
is
put it
people
above-
compare it against the other two movies,
But you know
which
what?
were horrible.
So much happened in it, and I mean, there was some bad acting.
Some.
So?
I remember. Okay, you want to hear a funny story? Someone told me because like there's a lot of hyperbole going in before you see it, and like this guy saw it in advance, and he was like, "I can't really say too much about the movie because of the embargo." But Samuel L. Jackson and the guy who played Sidious, he's like, "These people will be nominated for a Best Supporting." And I was like, "Wow, man, they really tightened it. Like they really got the performances."
They figured it out after that.
I'm like, okay. So when I saw it, I was like, are you kidding me? Someone would nominate Sidious for an Academy Award?
Yo, there's some real fans out there. You have to
Yeah.
understand that. Like, it doesn't matter how bad it is,
you know what?
they will be a fan of it. They will find the good in that movie.
I feel like it was told well.
I liked all the the developments. Like
It was
was
also like the most important
there's
character.
a lot of
arc the whole
action.
Star Wars.
You know, when like the Order 66 happens from like that was sad, man. Like to see all the Jedis go down, and then it was a lot happened for it to be the best of those prequels, but that's not really saying that
you were the
much.
chosen one.
Yeah. I have the higher ground. Don't you remember that part? I have the higher
the best part
ground.
of the movie. That would have been in my top 5.
Wow.
That's how good I thought that was. So
And you also like Batman vs. Superman.
It was better
And you
than-
guys
it was
also
better
took
than Star
Mission
Wars
Impossible over this, so let's
oh
just
my
not.
God, he
go
will
on anymore.
never get over this.
3. Mission, which one?
You won't. Don't. Let's not
Wait,
talk
no,
about
we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it
Okay.
later. We'll talk about it later. Because I'm trying to save that story. Anyway.
His face, though. His face.
But let.
Before we went on this Star Wars thing, I had a little story. I don't know if I should bring it up now.
Yeah,
Of course,
just-
man.
All right. So
Last episode of the year, we're going.
Going all the way.
There's no restraints
last
here.
episode.
Yeah,
Last
sorry.
episode. So
Fiscal year.
I went to go open up. I went to open up another a savings account just for myself. Just throws a little bit of money in, a little bit of money into it, and whatever. So this I've been with Royal Bank. It's one of the major 4 banks here in Canada. I've been with, is it 5?
There is 5, but like there's only 4 maybe.
Anyways.
You're the one still with that bank,
Yeah.
eh? I've only seen one branch.
Hold on. What's the 5th one?
Scotia.
National.
National.
National. Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't see RBC sponsoring any tennis tournaments.
I only see one national bank as a branch. Anyway.
Anyways, on with your story.
Anyway. Anyway, I've been with this bank since I was like 15 years old. And so I wanted to open up their bank. So he's like, okay, what's the name on the account? 'Cause you're supposed to give yourself a nickname. I was like, I don't remember what it is. So he types up and he's like, he looked at the screen and he turned the screen around. He's like, hey, this is your name. It's Big Sexy. With 3 X's.
You kept that, right?
I was like, oh dear Lord. I've never shrank so much in my life.
I can top that.
I was so embarrassed, and I told these girls outside, they were laughing their heads off. It was so embarrassing.
It's amazing what we did when we were younger.
Oh,
I can top that, and this is gonna look bad on me.
So,
But when I was in high school, and I'm talking like late 90s.
last year,
Yeah. I had my Hotmail account.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my Hotmail account. So we're going way back, okay? So I got kicked off of PlayStation my first go around with my Gmail account because my username was too offensive. Okay,
what was it? Come on.
Sorry, what was the username?
Vagpounder 3000. Okay, it was a joke. It was a joke, and I just like, okay, I guess I'll sign up with this.
I wish you didn't say that. I wish you didn't say that.
So does that get edited out?
Yeah. So okay,
No.
so Vagpounder 3000 was my
Okay, you said it
PSN.
again.
It's my PSN name. I played some kid because they showed me the report of who filed the complaint. I played some kid in MW The Show 12, and someone complained that my name was offensive, so it got canned. So I had to sign up with my Hotmail account, and I was like, oh man, this always hangs on me, but it's what I had. My Hotmail account from 1995, I am not a queer at hotmail.com.
And you said that.
Are you going to edit that up?
Oh, Lord. And you said that.
So like I said, I could top you, Big Sexy.
This is
folks,
this is why Wells fell down
This
the
is why
rankings.
he is not the most popular in the world.
Don't judge me from 20 years ago, all right?
Oh, Lord.
What year are you living in? This is what we do now. As a society, we judge people
How did you
for things
come up
they
with
did
that
20 years
name
ago.
as like
I have
a
no idea. I
12-year-old?
have no idea. No idea.
You probably thought it was funny at 12.
Exactly.
You did. You thought
Thank
it was funny
you.
at 12. You thought it was
Honestly,
funny.
if you
The
look
fact
ba-
that I still use
if you
it
look
is-
back then,
Yeah.
I mean, things that we did back then.
Oh, the word's awful.
Dude,
It would
my
be-
Hotmail account was leslie.stout@hotmail.com.
See, you were ahead of the time, man. You were smart.
I didn't do my Hotmail. My Live and my Outlook are my name.
Yeah, my Gmail's my name.
My Gmail's my name too. Well, everyone's Gmail's their name. I was trying to tell my niece that, like, if you get a Gmail, make sure you get your name before anything else. Because if you don't have your name, then it's all messed up, and you apply for jobs.
Yeah, they apply for jobs, and I get resumes, and it's like,
PX cool dude 69.
yeah, or sexy, or
Big
what-
Sexy.
What was your name? Big sexy with three X's.
X's. Oh man, that's funny.
Now
Go on.
that was a woman at the bank.
I'd still be embarrassed. I'd be doubly embarrassed.
I like, that's my favorite part.
Like
I
an
know.
older woman, that would be pretty fun.
I would've
My
ran out.
favorite part is the guy showing it to you. He's like, "Was this your name?" The guy's like,
and
in
you know
his-
he's telling all his friends.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sees worse.
Oh,
I'm pretty
he's
sure.
definitely seen worse.
Wells walks in there. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
Yeah, I was there earlier that day.
you see, Smythe, I just said it. You didn't have to actually say the name. You could have just said that joke and nobody. You didn't have to say the name again.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Pause it for a second. All right, let's get into some recommend and warns. Do you guys got any recommend warns, Wells?
Always.
Always.
Yeah, I do. Anyone else?
Nice.
I got some. Shoot. Oh,
Okay.
Here comes another one.
These are both music related recommend and warns because I'm a lover of all genres. My recommend is a playlist on Spotify.
Ooh.
Okay,
I
I've been listening.
I never get into the playlist. I should. I probably should, but
one of like when you're in a rut and you don't know what to listen to, put on a playlist or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, wow, man, like I love all these songs. I forgot about these songs. Anyway, so the one I had today is called Easy 80s. It's a playlist on Spotify. There's a lot of great tracks, like a lot of like throwback, like easy, soft, like listening. I knew like the words to all of them. So I've been playing that a lot the last couple weeks. Play it at
I'm
work.
not
and-
really an '80s music lover. Are you? Are you guys '80s music? You guys?
There's some '80s classics that you just.
There's some definitely classic. But can you like sit there and listen to '80s all the time? Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
Alright.
the songs that he's listening to are the
More
the
popular
classics
ones.
that are
Yeah,
more
yeah.
popular.
All right,
ones,
all right.
He's not listening to the whisper songs of the '80s.
No, Careless Whisper's on there by George Michael.
You were like, what?
Yeah.
Smooth Operator, Sade.
Smooth operator.
Like, there's a lot of like classic. There's some Hall and Oates on there. Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen.
Yeah, I'm not listening.
You can assume everything's on that playlist.
It's great.
One
it's
thing
great.
Spotify has is like you're gonna get everything.
Yeah.
You're not
And
gonna
that,
miss
that
it.
I do love Spotify for that. The fact that anyone can make a playlist and
You can do the same thing on iTunes too, as well.
I think this was like an actual. This was an actual Spotify like approved playlist.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they
okay.
picked them.
Same thing on iTunes. Yeah, but anyway, go on. Sorry.
That was my recommend. My Warren is the absolutely abysmal new album by Drake called Scorpion.
Abysmally?
Abysmal.
Wow.
Abysmal.
You stole Nash's recommend.
Listen. There is no
got it.
way this album should be 25 tracks.
Oh no.
No way.
Hey, but it got him out the deal though. It got him out the deal
25 tracks? We don't need to hear. You just came out with a mixtape. What?
last year.
Yeah, and then you had your other album, which was even worse than this, Views. Like, you are not improving. There's nothing you're doing that is changing the game. You had one banger on this album. That was it. Wow. One banger. That's it.
Downfall of Wells.
And then
is
you
just-
tried to like get some interest by bringing up the dead body of Michael Jackson on an album.
That song was great.
No, it wasn't, man. Wow. This is an embarrassment to a guy who should be putting out great songs. Wow. It's an embarrassment. I don't care if he's from Toronto. I don't care if he's Canadian. I don't care if like he presses play on the record and people are like, man, this is great, Drake. What great job. There was nothing on this album that is redeeming. And then the last track where he talks about his son. Out of here, man. This is hey, you wanna? It's titled March 14th, which is the day apparently he found out or whatever that he was a father. It's also the day that he played Fortnite and got the highest Twitch rating ever with Ninja. Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
Remember we were talking about controversial posts, Casey, and like everyone hate us when we were talking. Well, I stole our idea and just ran with it.
You know what? I want nothing
What
more.
we'll do is
I
this.
want nothing more than to support Canadian music and people from Canada. And I like.
Okay, I have a question for you. Question for everybody.
Okay.
What was the last good double album you
Biggie.
actually heard? That was the only good one.
No. Smashing Pumpkins. Melancholy. That was another one.
I like
Nice.
Those are only two. Those are only two ones that I can remember. Someone's thinking about another one, but those are only two.
The
ones.
Biggie one is the only good one. Every other double album I've ever heard.
Triumph, Wu-Tang.
No,
No.
that was not. No, that was not. That was not. But yeah, double albums are hard to do.
I think double albums are hard to do because
but
you just.
I disagree with Wallace. I think this is one of the better ones.
Tell me what's good
I
about it. Convince
won't- I
me.
won't say
terms
it's one
of
the
I'm not
better
going
ones.
to convince you, but yeah.
Works of art, this will not be in his top percentage of albums. So he has 5 albums right now. I could probably take 3 albums over this one.
This is like the Blueprint 2. That was a double album too, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that
was.
was.
Yeah.
Remember he turned it to Blueprint 2.1?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Made
mean,
one album. He was like, "You're right, guys.
the Blueprint 2 had some bangers on it, but it was not a good album because it was too long with too many crap songs.
I don't find that with the Drake one, though. Anyway.
Side B was garbage.
We talking about Drake? Or we talking about
Drake. Sorry, I know I'm going back and forth.
Really, eh?
I did not like Side B at all.
That's interesting.
Here's-
And I don't mind when he sings. I ain't one of those people who hating on him when he sings, right? But
I listened to it, and I was like, this probably could not be double album. But the most important part of this is that he got out of his deal at Cash Money. He made
That has
it
nothing to do with the
25.
quality of music, but we're talking about the quality
Yeah, I
of
don't-
music.
yeah, I don't care about that.
Well, we can say that 10 songs are forced. With that logic, we can say 10 songs are forced.
That doesn't make it good or not.
Do you guys remember when Frank Ocean put out an album that was like one long video on Apple Music to get out of his deal, and then the next day he
That's
put
actually kind of
out,
ingenious, actually.
right? The next day he released his new album on his own by
Which was
himself.
trash.
Right, well, no, Frank.
The second album,
Yeah,
Blondes.
yeah.
That was kind of crap. I barely remember that.
You guys
that
didn't
was,
like
That was
Blonde?
a terrible album.
that was probably
Wow.
that was trash, bro.
Oh no!
But it's hard to follow up Channel Orange.
Lord have mercy.
He peaked early. It's
I don't know.
It's a fault of many people.
Blonde was very.
It's like J.
dope.
Cole can never come up with a good album again because.
Oh my god! J.
'cause-
Cole just came with a really good album.
No, because
didn't. No, he didn't.
because
Lord have mercy.
Your music taste is like God now.
2000 Forest Hill is like
Forest
a
Hill was-
masterpiece.
Forest Hill was
and you
good.
cannot like. How do you come back with an album after that? Like,
This was
it's
like
hard to
Forest
top
Hill
classics though. Like look
Forest
how
Hill
many
was great.
artists.
great. That's like
I fully believe every artist has a Thriller album. I fully
Oh, I
believe
won't
it.
go that far.
No.
was
When I mean Thriller album is
Not every artist.
For
that's
them.
Not
that's
comparable
for
to
them.
Thriller, but
Yeah,
for them,
But
yeah.
they're
It's-
in Thriller.
This is my Thriller album. This is the best I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
And I can't reach that peak again because Justin Timberlake was Crazy Sexy Cool.
that album was incredible.
He'll never get there again. Jay
Never.
Z
not
maybe
his
be
fault.
Black Album.
No, Jay-Z will never ever
Black
have
album.
anything.
That's what I'm saying. Black album.
Blueprint.
Maybe
Blueprint
Black album.
one.
Black Album was good, but I don't know.
Volume-
if
Blueprint was
better.
better.
I love
In my
Volume one.
lifetime, Volume 1.
Volume
Yeah,
1 was
yeah.
great.
That's not that great compared to Blueprint and Black album.
Listen to Volume 1 again. Man.
No, it's
That's
good.
a
It's good.
great album.
It's good, but it's not his peak.
I think people like Jay-Z.
Volume 1 was a commercial success, but Volume 1
But
was,
the one with him and
probably
Kanye was kind of like, I don't know if you can.
Kanye
Watch the
West's
Throne was
Kanye's
fire.
Watch the
first-
Throne
was
Kanye's West first album is incredible.
No, but what was the third album he had? Was it Graduation? No, not Graduation.
Kanye's a bit different.
No, third album.
Kanye's a bit
Third.
different
Graduation?
because
Was it Graduation?
it
That was-
seems
I
like
think that was his Thriller.
it seems like every album is different, right? So like Kanye's kind of different
Yeah,
from
But
that.
listen, go back and listen to College Dropout.
College Dropout.
Oh, it's great.
Like,
I'm not-
I mean,
College
yeah.
Dropout.
No, I'm
And
not-
then,
I'm
then,
not-
then you just think of the man who he is now.
Was a
and
game
it's just
changer.
like,
But I think Graduate that was his apex, and he'll
I-
never
I
get back
say
to it
College
again.
I don't know,
Dropout.
I
I say
think
College
that
Maybe
Dropout.
he peaked early then.
How can't be his peak.
My Dark Twisted
early.
Fantasy might
Listen,
be.
listen.
My Dark was
That's a great
awesome.
album too.
808s was a
But it's
great
better than-
album.
He has a lot of good albums. Don't get me wrong. I just
my
said
point
my
is-
favorite album of his is College Dropout.
Yeah, but my point is, was that his peak, or was Graduation his peak? Like, what would you rather
It's
listen to?
tough with Kanye
Yeah, it
because
is,
like
it is,
he
it
has
is.
so many different styles.
But I fully believe every music artist has.
Yeah, no, that's a
that-
good that's a good theory.
There's only so many artists that could
Well, you have generations
last
that
that
can
long.
keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Well, artists
like-
can last long,
but,
but,
like, for-
their peaks can
for,
never get
for
big
hip
and
hop.
long.
For hip hop, it feels like for the most successful albums is like the most personal stories or like most. You know what I mean?
just, this album was very personal for Drake.
Why? Because he found out he had a
I
kid.
also didn't agree. I don't think it's his best work. If you ask what his best work was, if you're reading this, it's too late. Where he had help writing, I thought that was the greatest thing I've ever heard, ever. And he can't do that again, obviously, because people call him out on people writing his stuff. But like, I was blown away by
Which
what
one?
that album was. If you're reading this, it's
the
too
one with
late.
the one with Quentin Miller.
Oh,
Oh my
the mixtape
Lord.
that might be his best piece of work.
Yeah, that thing. I listened to that front
might
to
be.
back, and I was just like,
And then he had later on that year. I think it was that year or the next year when he did Back to Back, which might be his best song
oh,
ever.
yeah. They had to rat him out because it was so good.
I don't know. It's like that's a really good song.
Drake is really hard because I keep asking people, like, what's the memorable song Drake has?
Here, this is my theory on Drake: is
not a lot.
every 10 songs he
it's
comes
not.
out with, he has a banger. If you're willing to accept a 10% like
Banger ratio.
banger ratio with Drake,
Well, I don't
No,
know.
you know what it is?
I don't remember his first album.
Drake's bangers don't come out on his album. Right? He adds them to his album after.
But they come out
Right?
for different reasons.
Exactly.
I think
Maybe.
Like the man had what, like a few number one hits in a row. Nice for what? And what was the song before that?
Well, those are singles for the album, though. Nowadays,
God's Plan.
you're releasing songs a month before your album comes out. The album comes out at the end. That's how things happen nowadays. I can't believe you just told me to go into the mic.
You're way off my-
like
you're
leaning
way
on
off.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm blown away by the fact that like after a whole year telling him to go into the mic, now he gets to tell me. It's
full
like you're,
circle, bud.
it's like you're training somebody and they finally like get it after all this time. I'm so proud right now. It's like a
You're-
dad moment.
You're the teacher now.
It's like a dad moment. Yeah.
Way to go, young blood.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we went
right?
way off with your
Way
recommended
off.
word. Way
Yeah.
recommended word.
Well,
Smite,
that's-
yeah, it was great. It was great. Smite, do you have a recommended word?
My recommend is driving in your car, playing loud music, and singing to it on the highway. This is
What are you, 15 years old?
yeah. Oh my god!
I'm just picturing this in the Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
right? It's just, it is.
I
it
was
is-
thinking Katy Perry, Teenage
Yeah,
Dream.
yeah.
I'm recommending
That's good.
every single person do this the next time they're in their car and they're on the highway and you're on the highway for at least half an hour.
Don't do that.
You just put on a song and just go nuts. You will feel so much better. It doesn't matter what is happening in your life. You'll be like, yeah, I feel good. And that's my recommend.
I'm with you 100%.
Right.
I love singing in my car.
You actually just
No,
have to
you
go
love
for it.
putting your windows down and blasting your music in your car.
If my windows are down, they're down. I don't care. I'm singing, man. it's like there's no one else on
Not
the road
singing,
with me.
not singing, blasting your music. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm not driving up to a gas station and I'll keep my music
just-
playing while I
and
put my
just
gas. I
screaming
ain't one of
the
those
words out.
people, but I mean, I
Right
love
now-
singing in the car.
Kanye has a song called All Mine. Have you heard this song?
Was that on his album?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never heard.
Man, it's fire. That is my favorite song right now. Just sing in the car, just screaming it out loud as I can.
I don't really like his album. But anyway, do you have a word?
No.
Nothing?
No. I was gonna make one up, but like, there's no.
Yeah. Okay. Casey, do you have a recommended word?
Nash is trying to get to his.
Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
No, I'm sad because I just threw it on him.
He really wants to recommend.
There's nothing really I have to
He
recommend.
really wants to recommend a Netflix movie.
Yeah. You know what I watched last week in the theater by myself?
Why do you guys hate on me? Because I watched
I'm
a
not
lot of
hating.
movies.
But your recommended ones are always the same.
Movies.
It's either
I know, they're movies.
it's something
That's what
from
I
Netflix or something in the theater.
Because that's all I do. Watch movies.
This is my life. This
is my life.
based on that.
So what you recommend?
My recommend is Voltron from Netflix.
It's also Casey's recommend because he loves
Fire.
Voltron as well.
That show is
Yeah.
great.
Voltron from Netflix. I don't think it's done yet, but we did.
What is it?
It's a Voltron. They Netflix remade Voltron. Very, very good.
Remade it?
Yeah, they remade it.
Started over.
Started over a new.
Sorry, what was Voltron? From
What?
Transformers?
From the 8. What?
What is Voltron?
How old are you?
Yo, the fall of Wells is continuing.
He's old enough. He's old enough.
just
He's old enough.
continues.
No. How old are you?
He's old enough, Casey.
Yo, who's Mike Trout?
He's old. You don't know the 5 color lines that form one robot?
This is the original Power Rangers, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna
basically-
start calling you a millennial now.
It basically is the original Power Rangers. You don't remember that cartoon? Wow, Wells. Anyway, Voltron.
You know what? We're gonna send it to you. You can't just not know about this and live your life. We have to send you this.
Send me what? It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Send me I
It's-
just...
Do you
It's
remember?
everywhere.
Do you remember Transformers?
Wow.
Yeah, come
You know
on,
what?
man.
You should punch him.
Do you remember
in the
Gold?
You don't remember Voltron?
Yo, Voltron was just as big as
face. Do you
Transformers.
remember Astro
back in the
Boy?
day.
Yeah,
It came on right after Astro Boy.
I was like, Astro Boy's done, I'm out.
Yeah, basically. It was a time when you
Bad
got dressed-
timing.
You got ready for school.
What
while
about My
this was
Pet
on.
Monster?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
in
I
that?
remember my.
I also have another recommend. Listening to podcasts at times 2 speed. I listen to a lot. You ever did it, Wells? Because you looked at me like kind of weird. Have you ever done it?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, really? So I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Interesting, though.
I listen to a lot of
I didn't know it
podcasts.
was possible, first of all.
Oh yeah, just go into your settings and just
Go on YouTube and you can do it.
yeah, go into times 2 speed because I have to blow through what 10, 12 podcasts a day.
You talking about a millennial now? This is this is the thing of millennials right here.
I don't have time to hear it in regular speed, so I just blow through it.
When you hear it at regular speed, it completely throws me off.
Feels
I
weird
listen-
now.
It feels so
Just
weird
feels super
because
slow.
I broke my iPod and I'm now using my older iPod, which doesn't have that capability. It throws me completely off. Everyone's talking so slow. The music is slow. It's like, oh, this is, and I'm listening to less podcasts during the day. But try it at times 1 and then speed yourself up because yeah.
Interesting.
So, Rachel Nichols of the Jump podcast. She I don't know what that means. She actually said this, and
What's
then
up,
I
Rachel, if
started,
you're listening?
and I started. She's a very good reporter. She does very good. Anyway, do you have a recommend?
She like
try
Hot
it, try it, Casey.
She
Try
like
it,
Hot
try it.
Well,
Recommend a Warren?
Can you post a picture of her and be like,
I guess I just have a Warren. Be careful with social media, people.
he's not even on social media. He can't warn against this.
No, but it's a
There's
good
a
one.
reason why I'm not on social
It's a
media.
good one. It's
right?
a good one.
Like,
It is a good one.
Be careful because
People are stupid.
people, especially when you're young, right? You say and you do stupid things. There's nothing wrong with that because everyone has done that when they were young. The problem is now when you get older, that stuff comes back to haunt you. Because
you're posting
the
it.
stupid stuff I said when I was younger, no one knows about.
It would never come
except
back
my
to
close
bite
friends.
me.
But nowadays,
Yeah.
when you're even applying for a job, people look
Yeah.
at that stuff.
You see, like when they do like the drafts, like NFL drafts,
Yeah.
they're like bringing up stuff that like
yeah.
Josh Allen said when he was like 15 years
Yeah,
old about
and people get
boobs.
angry. Like, it's like, how dare this person say
Yeah.
that? It's like, he was a kid.
Yeah, we were all
Everyone
kids.
was a kid.
Was it
Everyone said
Josh
dumb
Allen
stuff.
that
Josh Allen.
he put the rap lyrics in it? He was quoting rap lyrics.
No,
and
he-
it was
he had
it was the
something-
N word. The N word was
Oh,
in
I
it.
don't know.
So
Well,
he,
that would do it.
but this is when he was 14.
But it's like out of context, and it's you can't. And he had like a whole thing about something about boobs, like
Yeah.
boobs are
But you're a
like great.
kid.
Like okay, like
Yeah, people
Boobs
can
are
grow.
great though.
they are. Like we're men. We were raised on them. Like
The point is, people can grow.
Yes,
People
exactly.
can change. I am not the same person I was
exactly
when I was 17 and when I moved to
still use
Toronto.
the same
You're not the
email.
same person you were 5 years ago.
Exactly. So just be careful out there, right? Don't put your every thought into social media because it's there forever and people will hold it against you
Sure.
and try and take you down.
I thoroughly believe that they should teach a class in high school about social media
probably should.
and proper etiquette. Just
Eventually,
High school,
well,
elementary school, man.
you can't. You're not allowed to be on social media in elementary school until you're 13. So
Yeah, but
13
Yeah,
they're
but
on
you-
it, so
but
they're
you-
gonna
I know,
stay
I know,
on
I
it.
know.
Wait, hold on a sec. That's not a rule.
yeah, it is.
you're not allowed to be on social media inside the school.
No, in order to sign up for an account on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter,
Your parents can do it before they can accept it.
Yeah, you have to be at least 13 years old. That's
My
how
niece is
And how
9
do they
That's
stop
great.
that?
and has an
Are
Instagram
you-
account.
Are you 13? That's the question.
I'm not saying they stop it. All I'm saying is they should teach it in high school because that's when you're legally allowed to be on social media.
I
No.
agree they should teach it earlier.
No, he's right. There's a
I understand,
question saying,
but-
put in your birth date, and each kid is smart enough to
Line
figure
up all their
out,
birthday.
I'll put my birthday as 1900, and they wouldn't know any better. There's no test, there's no check to make sure.
There should be one history question like, oh, you say you're 60? Okay, here's what happened. I guess they just Google it and figure out the answer.
But anyway, that's
good
my
one.
warn. I don't ever recommend
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It was a good one.
Voltron. There we go.
Yeah, you also watch Voltron.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking during summer that me and you should probably do like a cartoon or an anime podcast.
Yeah,
our
I'm all on
favorites.
that.
Maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that.
I got a bunch.
Yeah, there's
Hey,
a whole,
this
whole bunch of us out there.
My
There's a bunch
hentai.
Why are you hating? Why are
we
you
were,
hating,
we were
man?
popular before Big Bang Theory came out.
Okay.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
The original nerds.
You could have been in
Exactly.
the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
No,
You could have been Sheldon.
we still got girls.
As he pours another glass.
Fancy wine. I'm a snobby wine. Do you have any?
Although that blonde
First
girl,
one.
she's very attractive.
What blonde girl?
The one with the glasses? No, not
Bernadette?
Bernadette.
She's
Bernadette's a
very-
hottie.
She's well, the blonde
Bernadette.
girl on
The
Big
one that
Bang
has 2 kids now.
Yeah, well, there's two
I've
blondes.
never watched that show.
Theory. Oh, is there? Oh, sorry, not the quote unquote attractive one.
Not Penny.
The little nerd one.
I've never watched the show.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I barely watched the show.
Well,
I didn't know we were talking about a show.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
I'll let these guys pour their wine.
Maybe we should.
I'm here with you.
Guys,
AC and
guys,
Smythe pouring wine. All right, so we're gonna
is
get.
it time we talk about?
Can you let me talk, please?
Yeah, you
I'm
go
getting into support. stuff.
You do it, you do it, you do
As long as you do it into the mic.
What? Okay. What do you guys want to start with? We're doing this like
Yeah, sure.
we're bringing back the kitchen
Okay,
table,
you know
the
what?
round table.
I'll start.
We can start wherever you want to start. We can
John
start NBA.
Tavares is a Toronto
Oh,
Maple Leaf.
wow, you went right there, eh?
So
You went-
all I planned was the parade route.
Yeah, it's good. Are we doing it? Where are you starting it?
Should I set it up then? Okay, you want to start with Tavares?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll set it up.
This is the biggest news in the city.
So, John Tavares, who was playing on the Islanders, just signed a, what was it, 7-year, $11 million cap hit
Yeah,
per
the
year.
old 7-Eleven deal.
7-11 deal.
Always open.
With the Toronto Maple Leafs. This sent Toronto Maple Leaf fans into a tizzy.
A frenzy.
A tizzy and a frenzy. Do you want to explain your elation? Wells, let me start with Wells. You want to explain your elation?
So this came out on Canada Day, in the middle of the day, right? Like,
Yeah.
like this could not have been a better time to announce that the Leafs have signed maybe the greatest
Free agent.
free agent signing ever in the history of Toronto sports.
Ever.
Now, I had this debate on Horseplay. Is you can say either Roger Clemens or John Tavares because those are the top two right there, right?
Yeah.
But Roger Clemens came when the team was crap in Toronto. He did have 2 Cy Young years, but for the significance that this signing by Tavares, because the Leafs were a good team without him, right? They were going to be a good team without him, even with Bozak and Van Riemsdyk
Are
gone.
you sure about that?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
dead set.
All right.
They would have been a great team without him.
Okay.
This is a 105-point team. You telling me that taking out Bozak and
That's fine.
This is
Go on,
this is the
continue.
best Leafs team ever. We don't talk about this.
and then they added John Tavares.
thank you.
Just to let you know, Casey, they haven't won a playoff series yet.
No, they haven't.
They haven't won a
I
playoff
know
series.
that much.
They haven't won a
But
playoff series
also
yet.
look at who they faced the last 2 years.
I understand.
2 years ago they faced the current Stanley Cup
understand.
champions, and last year they faced a team that like Tampa, Boston, and Toronto were the top 3 teams in the conference.
Just to lay it out for the people, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Go for it, because I know you're a Habs fan, so you're butthurt about
I don't really
this.
care about this. I actually
You
think
guys didn't even get invited to be
wow.
talked.
we're gonna talk about Montreal, but I actually think this is actually great, and because my affinity for bigger markets.
Now here's my take.
But
on
you're
it.
also on the take that in NHL, everyone always stays put; they never
And
move.
yes, that's true.
And this
And
is the biggest movement. Like,
ever almost like in the
not,
last
I
couple
wouldn't
years.
say ever.
This
but
is the greatest free agent signing I have ever seen.
You didn't like Shea
in
Weber?
the
Name
Toronto.
one that's
no,
better.
that was a trade. That was a
Yeah,
trade.
name one better. Name one. Think of any free agent sign that's better than Jonathan Tavares leaving the Islanders and coming to the Leafs for $11 million a year.
The thing about this too, also, and I know, dude, we could do a whole podcast on this because I was prepped to do a whole podcast.
Can you just
on
say
this.
you don't have anything better and this is the best one?
No,
ever?
it's just like I don't know. This team is already good. We got him, and the team's even better now. And you have you still have money to go and do stuff. and make your team better. And look, I know everyone's talking about Dallas and Tampa being the front runners for Erik Karlsson, but don't be surprised.
Oh, did you hear? Stamkos followed him on Instagram.
That's fine, whatever. This is the NBA. This isn't the NBA with Damian Lillard eyeballs looking everywhere.
People posted that as
But
news.
don't be surprised if the Leafs. Now I know there's a stupid Senators rule where they will not trade within the division, but they already got cucked by that when they traded Hoffman to San Jose, who then flipped him for more than Ottawa got to Florida.
Well,
So if you see, like, say Carlson goes to Dallas and then somehow gets flipped to Toronto, don't be surprised. Anyways, this is such a huge signing. This is, I mean, like, you should be elated if you're a Leafs fan. If you were on the fence as a Leafs fan, you should be fully on
Now it's
board.
time.
I am actually, like, I tried to get a Tavares jersey, and they were sold out already at Sport Check.
because
You're one of those
you
guys.
can't get it, man. So I have a two-prong on this.
Go.
Prong number one is Tavares signed a $1 million per deal salary and $10 million in bonus per year to protect himself. So only
No, it's for a
five
team.
or,
That's for a team.
only 5 or 6 players have this deal. Okay, this deal is like when you're the cream of the
Yeah,
crop,
very guaranteed.
You get your money up front. That's what he has. So if there's a lockout, he still gets that
Yeah.
bonus money and paid on top of it. So they're very invested in him. Okay. 2, this is probably one of the biggest moments for Toronto hockey we've ever seen. Tavares is a Leafs fan for life, obviously. The best post, you see the post they made when he signed the deal at night. He posted a picture of him sleeping, and his cover is all Maple Leafs, his jersey only, and he
pillow.
said, "There's only once you
What
get
was
to
your
live a
alarm clock?
childhood dream."
What was the alarm clock? It was
I don't know, actually.
Oh, geez. Okay. I thought
So,
it was-
this was a dream for him. He didn't sign this deal because he wants to come here and win. He signed this deal because he wanted to play for Leafs his whole life. The opportunity presented itself, and it came, and that's beautiful. Number 3 is my conspiracy theory of the week. Do you guys want to hear this?
This is Valdo Lamoriello.
Okay. No. Dubas, I think the sacrifice he's going to make is Austin Matthews.
No. What?
Now, here's the reason why I
Man,
think
you're
that's
spoiling
going
my
to
thunder. You're taking my thunder.
Here's the
Taking
reason
my
why.
thunder.
Here's the reason why I think this is going to happen. You go all in. You
passport?
sign Jonathan Tavares, who's a proven player, a superstar at every level. How many times do we see Americans not like the Toronto spotlight, not want to play in that spotlight and leave? It's happened many a time.
Why do you have to drag us down?
Now, Austin Matthews is a free agent after not this year, next year, right?
No, he's a restricted free agent.
After this year, he won't leave. So now listen. I
This
think
is
that
the tinfoil hat segment.
Dubas is already putting together his security blanket in case Austin Matthews opts out and leaves for another
He
team.
can't opt out. It's controllable by the Leafs.
Right, but
A team could offer him,
sheet.
an offer sheet.
and take him.
yes.
What if the offer sheet's
no,
too big?
but the Leafs can match it.
Okay.
That's what RFA is. You
Mitch-
play NHL. You
Mitch
should know.
Marner and William Nylander are $5-6 million anywhere they go. Okay,
Mitch
Nah,
Marner might. Mitch
nah,
Marner.
it might be bigger.
Mitch Marner might be a lot more if he's playing beside Tavares
Oh,
this
yeah.
year.
Which he probably will be.
So here's what I think. I think that Marner and Nylander at $5-6 million a year, they're completely
They'll be
attainable.
more than that.
You can keep them. I don't think they're worth more than that.
Marner's
No,
going.
forget
I
Marner.
guarantee you, Marner will be 8 or 9.
Maybe he'll find that somewhere else and he leaves. Okay, they're due for a big bonus. All those guys are in for a great situation.
It's great. It's good.
Marner, Nylander, great situation. Austin Matthews, not so much. Doesn't perform in the clutch. If he played better than crap in the playoff series against Boston,
talk.
what did he give you against Boston? He gave you 2 points, right? Okay. He played a 7-game series. He gave you 2 points. He does not perform, does not like the spotlight in Toronto. This guy's a flight risk. I think Dubas understands this. That's why.
And that's this one.
Oh man. I think that Dubas is playing Austin Matthews as a sacrifice. He might skip town.
I will tell
and they're
you
ready
right
for
now.
it.
Wait. I want to ask you. Is that something you want to see happen, or you think that's what the Leafs are going to do?
I think that's the play right now. You get Jonathan Tavares. You brought him here. I understand that. You have broke the bank on him. $11 million a year is not a small
It's
salary.
not that bad.
You can't pay 2 or 3 guys $11 million a year. How much is Austin Matthews?
But the salary cap's going to keep going up.
Is it? Because
Yeah,
it's
it
at
is.
70-something million right
79
now.
million right
It's
now.
not going to get much higher than that.
Apparently it's
it
gonna go
will.
up to like 82 or something.
It'll be like
in 2
90
years.
in like 3 years.
You know what's actually funny? The Leafs being this good and creating so much money actually helps the cap because now the league,
Yeah.
with revenue sharing,
Yes.
actually makes more
Shared
money.
revenue.
Yeah, they actually make more money.
And
than the
like,
Leafs.
I appreciate one of your great theories again. I'm telling you right now, Marner, Matthews, Tavares, and Nylander will be on this team for the next 7 years that Tavares is on the team. I guarantee you that.
Nylander, eh? You think Nylander?
And okay, Nylander is the wild card.
Wow.
Because he came up
No,
first.
he's
So
not.
let's say that my theory that we get Carlson, I believe he would be in that deal. That's
Then you got to get rid of more guys.
No, you just
you
trade
get
anyone.
whoever you want,
If
man.
Carlson's coming, you trade everybody. But like,
No, you only get him 1 year of him. Guaranteed.
Oh, you only think 1 year. Oh, okay.
Of Carlson. He's a free agent after next year.
I get it.
See, I thought you were going to go the route when you brought up Austin Matthews, because I was going to bring it up too, of the passport. He's American. The rest of them are all Canadian.
No, they aren't. Nylander is Swedish.
So
Actually, he's American Swedish.
He's not even close to. But the point.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying-
right. He's Swedish.
He's
Sorry.
American
Yeah,
Swedish.
yeah,
The
he's
The
American
point I'm
Swedish.
trying to make is
I understand your point.
we
I understand your
put-
point. I know. I
we
understand your point. I understand.
But Dion
So what I'm thinking is,
Also-
who's going to be on the first line? So it's
Oh, the
probably
first line
gonna
will be the same as it is. It's going to be Hyman, Matthews, and Nylander. And your second line is going to be Marner,
and Tavares.
Tavares, and Marlowe.
Yeah.
And your third line is going to be centered by Nazem Kadri,
thought
who's
Marlowe left.
who's a no. Marlowe's 3 years,
3 years,
under
so-
19 million. Like
Is Bozak left?
Bozak left and JVR
Bozak,
left
JVR.
and Komarov left.
Really interesting. Yeah.
What was that
So
case?
who gets the biggest question I saw, which I don't really care about, is who's going to get the C?
Well, Tavares.
Wait, is he?
Okay, I'm sorry. When they showed the jersey, did he put it on? No.
Apparently
did
they
they
had-
show the front of the jersey?
No, apparently they had a jersey for him to put on, and they told him not to put it on.
No, because he's gonna be wearing the C. They're gonna announce it later on. This
Is this cool with Austin Matthews though? Do you think?
week. Yeah.
I,
What did Austin like?
I think Austin Matthews is the card they're willing to give away. That's all I'm saying.
no.
And I bought a jersey. I'm an Austin Matthews fan for life.
Look,
But I think he's the flight risk.
there is nothing
Talk about a
wrong.
Leaf fan who just became a Leaf fan
This
like
is-
last 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
This is also true. I did switch.
Okay, who aside from John Tavares, who do you think is most deserving as a captain?
Who? On the Leafs?
Yeah,
You should put it on Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews will not even be wearing an A this year.
You should give him the C. But
Captaincy,
that's fine.
captaincy to me in hockey is stupid.
Tavares will be the
Stupidest thing I've ever
captain. Morgan Riley will wear an A. Marlowe will wear an A.
seen. In case you're laughing, do you understand captaincy in the NHL?
I know what it is.
This is
Okay.
When it got
Like,
brought-
I
when it
know-
got
I know
brought up, I was
Casey's-
like, does
Casey's-
it actually mean anything?
Casey's kind of snoring over here. I just want to bring up one more.
to the media, it does. It means
want-
a whole lot.
I just-
What does it actually mean?
Nothing.
The goal of
Being a
it, the goal of it is to make somebody play harder.
no, it isn't. No, it
No.
isn't.
That's
No,
the
it
goal.
isn't. No, it isn't.
If I have the C, I want the person with the most
No,
potential to
It's
play their heart
leadership
out
in
for my
the
team.
in the locker room.
Get
is
out of
what
here,
it
man, with that
is.
leadership garbage, man.
But that's
You know
It
what
is,
the C is?
though.
You know what the C is? The best player on the team. That's
No,
what
it's
the C
not.
is. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That whole
Who was the
leadership is
captain when
garbage.
Tampa won the Stanley Cup in
I don't
2000? Tim Taylor. Is he the best player on the team? When they had
Wasn't he there
Martin-
before? Wasn't he there before though?
Was he
there
the best
before.
player on the team?
No, but he was there before.
Then
He's already wearing it.
That cancels your.
He was already wearing a C though.
Here's my thing. My thing
It
is
technically does cancel what you just said.
the thing is the C should go to the person that could get the most boost out of it. It's not
It's
for
the
best
leader.
player. That the leader's great, but what if there's a guy that would elevate his game to the next level because he was the captain? You put it on
The
that
C doesn't
guy,
elevate anybody.
which I think
Did it elevate Dion enough?
elevated Alexander Ovechkin. Didn't deserve it. Not by any mark of anything. He's the most irresponsible person I've ever seen on the court ice.
Hold on a second. How did it elevate him?
What?
He didn't win a cup till this year. He's been wearing a C for how many years?
How
now?
many bad years has he had? Name a bad year for Ovechkin.
has-
And it's
Not a
because
bad
of the C.
No.
is how it could be.
Because you put the responsibility on his back, he wore with pride, and he played his heart out. That's what the
Look,
C is about.
It's weird because you don't see it in any other sports. Really, there's no
They do have
captain.
no, they actually do have
I know in
captains,
NFL they're captains,
but no one cares.
like
No, there's
Nobody
captain
cares.
of NBA teams too.
Yeah, but no one
nobody
cares.
no, but
Nobody
like no, there's whatever. There's 12 guys in the NBA team. Like anyone could be the
I know,
captain.
but they do have captains.
We only talk
But-
about
but,
it
you know,
in the NHL because that's the most important in this league.
It's not. It's not important.
It
I
is
don't
important.
understand where we got to the point where we had to designate someone as a captain.
Well, the
but
Leafs
I
didn't do it for a
kind
long
of like
time.
it in that sport. I don't know why I like it in the sport, but to me, what a captain is someone who has maturity, leadership, and I don't know, is like
Bravado?
it feels like if they're in a rut, the team will look up to them.
Does Connor McDavid have a C
Yes, he does have the C.
in the second year?
That's why
He
you
had it
give
in
it
his
to
second
him.
year. Yeah,
Because
Yeah,
he
in
will
his second
play.
year.
He'll play
which is
his
crazy.
heart out.
It's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Maturity, leadership, all that stuff. In
It's
his
the
second year.
smartest thing to
But
do.
do you? When did
He's the
Sidney
best
Crosby
player.
have
He's
it?
the best player.
Sidney Crosby had it. And
He's the best player. He's the best player.
That's not how it
That's
works,
how it
though.
means.
No,
It's not how it
not,
works,
man.
but
No,
like-
that's what they tell you. That's what it's supposed to mean. But that's what it means.
It's not how
You're the
it
best player.
works. No, man.
No.
Get out of here, man. The C did mean something in the 60s. It meant a whole lot in the 60s.
Yeah, the 60s when there were 6 teams.
Yeah, in the 60s, only the captain was the person that can talk to the referees. That's
Same
what
thing.
it
Still applies.
Everyone chirps
No.
referees.
You have a C or an A, and you can talk to the ref.
You're allowed to.
Everyone chirps
You're allowed to
referees.
argue
Also-
calls with the C
Also,
or an
if
A.
you're a captain, you take the face-off circles in the middle when there's like they do a pregame. So like say,
Yeah.
the special
The-
face-offs.
yeah.
You're
So
that guy.
Say the president comes out and drops the puck. Well, the
Yeah,
captain's
you gotta
come
take
out and do
that
it.
face-off.
Okay, before we get off this topic, because I know you're dying to get off it,
No, I'm not. I actually like it.
I want to talk about.
'Cause I have more points.
I want to talk about the savage, the man of the hour, Kyle Dubas. Is this guy not? He's been the GM for less than 2 months, and
Yeah.
he might be the best GM ever in the history of sports.
So this was
In the history. No, listen to me, Casey.
You made Casey choke.
Listen.
You see how these Leaf fans get when they get
Listen,
when they get one player?
Listen to me. Kyle Dubas is what? Kyle Dubas is what? 18 years old. Okay?
33.
33, 32 years old.
Brock University
Younger than,
graduate.
younger
Shout
than
outs to
any,
Brock.
younger than any one of
But
us.
you were
here.
right. He's 18 years old. He has a sweet
Yeah.
skateboard.
Younger than any of us here. Still lives at home with his parents. Okay, look. Kyle Dubas takes the job from a 76-year-old man. Okay.
Not a hard thing to do.
No, I'm just saying. Just let me fall.
Yeah,
let
no.
me
Yeah.
let me conjure this up.
You bastard.
Takes a job from a 76-year-old man. Okay, what does he do to that 76-year-old man? Takes that 76-year-old man's best player. Okay, within
Wait,
like
you're not. You have to let Casey in on this. You gotta let Casey in.
oh, sorry. So our former GM, the 76-year-old man Lou Lamoriello, was let go and Kyle Dubas took over. Lou Lamoriello within days had a job with the New York Islanders where John Tavares used to play. Islanders, the Leafs, and 4 other teams had the opportunity to steal Tavares or whatever, sign Tavares, and Kyle Dubas, the 18-year-old, took him from the Islanders, which our former GM had, okay? On top of that, Kyle Dubas traded Matt Martin with no salary retained or anything to the Islanders. to Lou Lamoriello. Matt Martin is like a plug. He's like Reggie Evans of the NHL, right? Like there's no use for him ever. Unless you want to start a fight. Okay, the 2018 draft we just had, Kyle Dubas is his first draft. Everyone he selected is a future Hall of Famer. I don't know if you guys know that already. But
Apparently so.
they're all future Hall of
Sorry.
Famers. And on
sound
top
like
of
a
that,
very huge fan of Kyle Dubas.
this gets shuffled under the Tavares signing, but he signed a right-handed defenseman named Subban on the team, and no one's talking about it.
The little brother. It's
It doesn't matter who it is.
two-way
He signed a
contract.
Subban.
What so
I appreciate you being
This
very
guy
excited,
is the greatest GM.
Very
but to
excited.
say the greatest GM in sports,
No,
No,
okay.
no,
I was
leave-
obviously
that,
kidding.
that may have been a
Now-
bit much.
I was
right?
kidding.
My-
He's the second best in Toronto next to Alex Anthopoulos.
My devil's advocate to this is that
Alex
Tavares.
Anthopoulos.
People will argue against that one.
Alex
Yeah.
Anthopoulos, get out of here, man.
Name me a better GM in
Are
Toronto.
you talking about that 1 year?
2 years. Thank you.
2 year.
Whatever, man. Alex Anthopoulos.
Name me a better GM in Toronto sports history.
I-
Name
Wait,
one.
wait.
I-
One
and
don't
second,
say
one
Masai
second.
Ujiri.
One second.
Nope,
One second,
it's not
sorry.
Mr.
Alex Anthopoulos was on the chopping block before he made all those moves.
And
And
what
he
did
was
he
there
do?
for 5 years.
He.
Who was the GM with the Vince Carter team?
Actually, you know what?
No one cares.
No, that was pretty good.
I take back Glenn
Grunwald.
Grunwald, but I take back
Yeah.
what I said. Pat Gillick was the best GM ever in Toronto.
It's a Packler.
Tavares was coming no matter who was GM. Casey could have been GM. Tavares was coming.
No,
Casey-
not
I
true.
don't agree with that at all.
Not true.
Tavares wanted to
No,
play
because
for Toronto.
let's say Lamoriello stayed in Toronto.
Yeah.
Well, his pitch didn't work with the Islanders. It wouldn't have worked with Toronto.
No, that's totally. He did not come to Toronto because of the team or anything else. He came for the nostalgia.
Nah, man.
He
Dubas
came
is a G.
He came for the spotlight. He did not come for.
When
Kyle
he
Dubas.
walks in with those horn rimmed glasses,
He did not come
and
in
he's
for
just
Kyle Dubas.
spouting out
No way.
whatever you want to hear.
No way.
So
That's-
you
okay.
believe
Yeah,
that the Leafs GM made an incredible pitch.
I believe the whole team did, but I believe he's the one who delivered it. He must have
And
delivered it.
Smythe, you're saying he was coming to Toronto anyway because his lifelong dream was to play in.
I don't believe that.
Then why did he have 5 other teams talk to him?
Well,
wanted to see
it
what-
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Like if another team, I don't know, offered him something more, maybe he would have taken that.
I believe
right?
the only
But-
reason he's here is because the Islanders suck and the Leafs are good. The Leafs are a good team.
The Islanders aren't that
Tampa's
bad.
a better
They're
team.
horrible.
Not really.
They weren't going to make playoffs.
I don't know. They just have the
Tavares?
Calder. I don't know. They got the Stanley Cup winning coach. They have a new GM.
They're moving buildings again.
Well, that's very like I'm not-
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I agree.
Yes, Barclay.
but like
And now they're moving again.
they
Why?
Because they're
it-
building a new arena.
Barclay is not built for hockey, and their fans are out in Long Island, so
Which is like an hour and a half away.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was a horrible move in the first place, and now they're building another arena on the Belmont.
They have talent.
I think I think Tavares wanted to play in Toronto for.
I agree.
The team's good. That's all. The team's good.
It's
I'm not sure
it's a double whammy.
You don't
It was
think
like
you don't
it was a perfect storm.
If
You don't
if,
think childhood nostalgia takes a
maybe
in
okay,
sports?
sorry.
I think
it's
it does.
part.
I
But
really
if the team was
does.
in last place,
But the team's not
They're
last
not.
place.
I know, that's my
forget
point.
last place.
They're not last place.
They're on the verge of winning.
Okay, so it's a combination of the two. is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
okay.
But I don't think I had anything to do this at all.
Yes, it
And
does.
I think
Oh,
I
it
could have made
totally
the pitch,
does.
and I would have said Tavares.
Well, it depends if you believe Dubas built this team, which in part he did.
He has a hand in it.
It's in part he did, so it kind of is Dubas.
Okay, well, if you're gonna give him credit
I mean,
for
the
people's
AHL
work.
team. The AHL team. He was the general manager of the AHL team who just won the AHL championship.
Whatever that
I
means.
understand that,
But
none
what
of
do you
those
think?
players play
What
on
do you
the
think?
Leafs,
Andres,
so-
no, Janssen and Kapanen and Dermott, all these guys,
guys are coming up
who
soon.
will be glue parts next year are from the Marlies, which he was a part of.
I get
so
it. He did play a good role in the Marlies.
he is. Oh man,
He's the greatest GM in sports.
I wish they made. Nah, okay, I was just kidding with that.
No,
I wish
yeah,
they
we're
made-
gonna let you forget
I wish
that.
they made. Dubas, I wish they made Dubas jerseys because I would get one
You would get one for
after
sure.
I get a Tavares
for what he's done. Well, I'm excited for this year.
But okay,
Oh, okay, you know
go
what?
on, continue.
I don't watch a lot of hockey. I stopped watching hockey after Doug Gilmore got cross-checked by Gretzky.
high stick.
high stick.
Yeah, high stick by Gretzky.
25 years ago,
I was
something
so
happened, and I'm
mad.
so upset about it.
I haven't watched the Leafs since. So maybe this year is the year I come back.
Maybe
you
we'll
know
try
what?
to convince you.
That's
I used to be a big
statement.
hockey
you'll be
fan.
back.
I used to really love
If they
them,
were
and-
to be, just say, if they were to be in the Stanley Cup, you will be back.
Oh, everyone-
okay.
That would be the
when
greatest
the
party
when the
you'll ever-
Jays were title contenders, I jumped on that bandwagon quick. I won't lie. I'm not going to pretend I was following the Jays,
I helped him up too.
but
I was already on it.
Yeah, he's like, I got a spot right here.
I got something for you.
but I knew all the players' names all of a sudden. I was cheering them every day.
Yeah, biggest Ryan Goins fan right here.
Full prediction though, the Leafs don't have 105 points this year.
Wait, what?
They don't have 105 points this year.
Yeah, they have 125.
No, less. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so like we said, James Van Riemsdyk, like he's not coming back to the Leaf team of last year. Bozak's not here. JVR's not here.
Komarov's gone.
Komarov's gone. The defense is still bad.
Yeah, but the defense.
They have time.
I know, but and
You don't think it can improve?
it can not next year, not next year. And plus you gotta pay for. You can't pay for all those guys. You can't pay for. So one of them's gonna go. It's probably Nylander. It's probably
They'll make it work.
yeah. Someone's gonna take a pay cut, right?
He said it's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm not done my points. The defense is not. The defense is bad. And the goaltending, I was never ever sold on Freddie Anderson
Why?
because I don't like it. I don't
played
think he's good.
great. He's played great
I don't
hockey.
think he's good. But I don't. I like if the Leafs don't make it out of the first round again this year, is Babcock gone?
No.
You don't think so? No. 'Cause
Babcock gone.
No, well, I listened. Well, and you also listen to Toronto radio too. Fans are upset. Fans are upset
About what?
about Babcock and his quote unquote coaching.
no,
They
no
were.
one is upset.
Babcock's
Yes, they
gonna
were.
play every year of his contract.
No, he's not. I fully believe that. I
not
fully.
going anywhere.
If he can't get out, let's just say for example, if he can't get out of the first round for the next 2 years,
Sure.
he's fired.
Sure.
If he can't get to the conference finals within 2 years,
He's in trouble.
he's in trouble.
Sure. But listen, he already overachieved last year by making the playoffs when that team shouldn't have been in the playoffs last year.
Yes, a logical person would say that. A logical person would say that. And again, I'm listening to radio.
Least
The
Well, you're
fan-
listening to Joe from Woodbridge,
That's what I'm listening to.
and that's
the
not a
job.
logical fan.
I understand that. But
So-
those fans are loud. And you know that.
So
So you're saying that the Leafs brass will make the decision based off of
I don't know if they do.
a bunch of people on Twitter and
Oh, hey,
Instagram?
wait, no, that's a legit question. No, I don't know.
I honestly don't think
hey,
any.
they made the
No,
call
no,
on
wait.
Casey based on that, so you
No,
can't
they
say
didn't.
that.
No,
No,
they
they
didn't.
didn't.
Can't say that.
That was not a
wait,
social media
We'll get to
thing.
that after.
Yeah, but
right?
but you know there are some front offices that I don't know if the Leafs will do that. I hope they're smart enough not to do that. But you know there are some front offices that do that
I can't,
based on fan reactions.
I can't.
The
think
only
of
time
any.
they did that was when Ron Wilson got fired.
Yeah, but,
But he was also that was like
But it's also a different front office.
and they weren't winning at all. Like they weren't like making the playoffs. They were
Now-
just a terrible team.
my call is that the Leafs are following the model of another very popular team, the Pittsburgh Penguins. You have a strong first center, strong second center. Nazem Kadri is your third line center on this team. He is
Hold on. Where's the defenseman?
Where's Pittsburgh's defenseman?
Yeah, exactly.
Nazem-
Who is their best defense? Who's
Nazem-
Pittsburgh's best
Oh,
defenseman?
he's injured.
Chris Letang.
He was injured,
and they
though.
won 2 cups with Chris Letang as their best
Nazem-
And
defenseman.
he was hurt.
But he's
last
not even
year.
a defenseman. He's practically a forward.
Nazem,
Well, that's the defenseman.
But what other
that's-
defensemen on those teams were you like, wow, man, that team won because of the defense? They didn't.
no. Nazem
Well,
Kadri.
it's like-
And
They
they
just
won with Matt Murray as a goalie.
They just signed Jake Johnson.
whoa. You know what?
Healthy scratch
Now
and
they're
pull.
gonna.
Nazem
But
Kadri.
no, but they actually had Letang. Letang's a good defenseman. He's a good
Is
defenseman.
he?
Yes.
How great as he's 5'7". He puts
He's
in
a
70.
puck. He's a puck moving defenseman.
Yes,
He's a
but
good
that's
defenseman.
that's not going to win you.
That's what McDermott is.
The
That's
point
what-
is, the
that's
point
what
is,
defense- that's
the point
what-
is, Pittsburgh didn't win because of how shitty their defense was or how good it was, right? Like,
All
and they
I'm
had Matt Murray was a goalie. Like,
All I'm saying is that Nazem Kadri
And they don't have a Matt Murray.
is hands down by far the best third line center in the NHL. I would
So you
like
want to say?
no one could argue that. The Leafs are strong 3 lines deep. That wins Stanley Cups in this league.
yeah.
It's a good model to go by.
Look,
I'm
no,
not
I don't-
fixed on them not being
the only
successful this
thing
year.
I am concerned about this year. other
Wait,
than-
what was the last thing you said?
I said I'm not fixed on them not being successful this year. I don't see a reason why this should not be a Stanley Cup
They're not
contending
defense,
team.
they're
But then you
bullshit.
just said they won't win more than 105 points.
So does
Anyways,
He's up and down.
how many
Anyway.
teams? No,
My
no.
biggest fear is the fact that they are now number 1 ranked in the Vegas odds, and
Ooh,
that
that's-
never
they're
that
not
never
gonna win
works
anything.
out. In NHL, MLB, NBA doesn't matter. It's the same team every year.
So in NHL,
Golden State Warriors.
in NHL KC, most of the time, the best team in hockey does not. They don't even get to the Stanley Cup,
Because hockey has parity.
which I hate.
different.
no, I don't know why you hate it.
You like parody?
I think anyone would like parity. I think that's, as a sports
We've
fan...
never seen it more obvious now.
Oh, I know that.
No, seriously. As a sports fan, you want to believe that your team has a chance every year, right?
But, okay.
And in the... I know there are some teams that...
How many leagues does that happen in?
Really?
Well, this
like
is
in
funny.
the NFL, I think.
This
it's
is
not.
funny to me
The
because
NFL is the only league.
No, it doesn't happen in the NFL. It
The
doesn't happen
NFL
in
What?
has...
parody. They don't have parody in the NFL.
Yeah, they do.
yeah, they
No, they
do.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
do.
don't.
The NFL,
Wait. How many teams have come out of the AFC?
Forget the AFC. How many teams win?
How many teams have come out of the AFC in the last 10 years?
3.
And they have
But
parity.
how many
They do.
times?
They do. They do.
They do. But
They
those
do.
3 teams come out of the
Those
AFC.
teams don't win. Those teams don't win.
Okay,
The Patriots?
No, my question is... Okay,
Who won
my
the
question
Super
is
Bowl
this.
this
My
year?
question is this. Do those...
Yeah, Eagles.
Do people believe their team has a chance?
Yes.
That's the difference.
On game 1, they do.
Whereas in...
In the NFL, there's Browns fans, diehard Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns fans. That's all I have
And
to say
yeah,
about the NFL.
there's a point in the season
Dire.
where you're gonna admit, okay, you know what, we've lost too many games. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. But at the beginning of the season, there's belief. NBA doesn't have that. NHL does have that. Right.
Which league's
for
doing
the
better?
most part.
Which league's doing better successfully money-wise?
No, that's different though,
No, I
Nash.
don't- no, I don't think that is. No, I think that
Nash.
is.
I don't want to get
Nash,
into that.
that's
I don't-
completely different.
No.
It's not fair. It's not. We talked about this before in the league chat. It's
but it's
not.
a very good point.
No, it is the point.
It's successful because it has higher ratings on their national TV, and because more people watch
And
it.
regional.
There's more demographic to watch.
There's more fans.
That can't be your argument.
That
More
is- it
people
is.
like that league than the other league.
Yes,
You
yes.
honestly just listen to what you said.
Yes.
It's more popular because more people watch it. More people watch it on
No,
TV.
listen.
It's
Listen.
so much
People go to
better
the
than
game.
the other league.
Listen, there are more people that are interested in that sport and they watch it on national TV. That does not make the league successful. That makes it financially successful.
financially
No.
viable.
You know
Makes
what?
it financially viable.
But it does not make the league more entertaining, more like, because you can say successful is different variables, okay?
It's funny because I actually do agree with you,
No.
but your argument just...
I may
so bad right
I may have said it poorly.
Hold on, wait, but this, I'm going to bring this back to you. You said you agree with him. How many hockey games did you watch last year?
But I told you the reason why I stopped
Why
watching
did you stop watching hockey?
Because I was mad.
Okay.
You're
got
mad
robbed
for-
out of a
you're
Stanley
bad
Cup.
you're bad for 25 years?
God,
Wayne
honestly-
Gretzky punched that
No,
guy
I
in the
don't
face.
think. I don't think the
Honestly,
entertainment value of the hockey
Nash.
goes back. Go on, sorry.
Nash,
I don't know. I
the
don't know why I
finals
stopped
that we
watching.
just had a month ago, you have, for the 4th straight year, the same 2 teams in the finals. Now, I won't deny to you that
Sorry, which league you're talking? Sorry, you're talking
In
about
NBA.
NBA.
well, what other league has had, no other league in
No, I just
major
wanna be clear.
sports has
I just wanna be
okay,
clear.
but like, you have that
I just found out the Islanders went to the Stanley Cup 8 times in a row.
Yep.
Like
in
back
the 70s.
In the
Yeah.
70s.
Hey,
Hey,
No, no,
brushing up.
hey,
My point here
in
is,
history.
look, I won't deny to you ever that the NBA has higher ratings.
Yeah, you can't.
Probably
No,
makes
it's
more
numbers.
money.
Yeah, it's numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Numbers are numbers. Numbers don't lie. But as a sports fan, taking all that aside, ratings, all that aside,
All the important stuff about the
no,
sport.
No. Financially.
Okay.
Talk to me.
the business side of things,
Financially,
get rid of it.
Talk to me.
How many games did you actually find yourself watching the NBA that were more interesting in the playoffs than the NHL? Like, realistically, in the
playoffs?
finals.
The NBA playoffs were awful.
No. I believe the first round was better than the
First
NHL.
round was good.
The thing is,
The Rockets series was good.
The Rocket series was great.
dude, the East was awesome. All of
it?
it. Every last bit of the East was amazing.
Indiana versus Cleveland was good. The
Great.
Toronto versus Cleveland was garbage.
No, it was great
No, it
because
wasn't.
what do we all expect and what do we all get?
It was
we
were bad games.
No.
The
You're
fact that me, a guy who gets everything wrong, predicted the last two,
so did I. Now we all sat here and said, "This is the
you did?
Raptors' year. Toronto's gonna do it this year. Toronto wants to face them. Whatever."
No, you
And
said
the-
that.
Right.
You said that.
And the fact we got in there, we got something totally different than we thought. That is great.
no.
That is great for sports. We
No. What Wells is talking about is entertaining.
So you want to see
An
7
entertaining
games every
product.
series?
No.
But no,
Okay.
I'm just saying close games.
Yeah,
We're saying that you don't know who's gonna win, so that brings an excitement to that. They're
So
like,
when you tune into Game 3 of a certain final, I have like when we were talking about the Washington Vegas series, we had no idea who was going to win because the whole Vegas story was unreal to begin with.
The two teams that made to the finals, absolutely nobody predicted it.
No, not at all.
and that is
And
good.
I
For
don't
that
know.
is good
I
for
don't think that
sports.
is. I don't think it is.
No,
Go on, continue.
no. Why is that not good? Financially, sure. Like no one cares about
I'm not talking
Washington.
about financial. I'm not talking about.
Why is that not good then?
Now I was listening to Hockey Central at noon, and they actually said this mid-season. They hate the fact. Now again, it just seemed like a moment of frustration. They hate the fact that every year they cannot predict anything, and that
They are hoping
and
to
that
win.
and that takes them. It takes some fans out of it. So if I can't say, "Hey, this team's going to go this far and win," it's completely wrong.
That makes no sense to me.
it
Why
takes-
do we have
yeah.
the Olympics? Why do we have the World
Yeah.
Cup? Like that makes zero.
Then you must be a
sense.
big
No,
fan.
no,
They all
no.
must be a big fan of wrestling.
No, because yeah, they
No,
probably are.
seriously, because
No,
it's the most predetermined sport
When you go
next to
into
the NBA.
No. When you go into the Olympics, you know which country's going to get the medals.
Not
But you don't know who's
necessarily.
gonna. You do not
Not
know
in
who's
sports.
gonna win.
But you can predict. I guarantee you, every Olympics you can go into, you go, these 3 countries are going to make the probably 3 or 4
No, I'm
countries are going to make
talking about the
Olympics.
individual sports.
That's different.
The
Yeah,
individual-
that's different.
The
Yeah, that's
100-meter
different.
dash or the
Yeah.
swimming. Like you don't know who's gonna win. When you see Michael Phelps going to water, when he lost last Olympics, that. Sorry, that was exciting to watch.
How exciting
right?
was it when UMBC beat Virginia in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
Like, how exciting is that? Like, you want to know that there's like a chance.
If you know the team is gonna win, like I
What's
love
the point of tuning
basketball.
in?
I watched 2 games of the NBA Finals,
That's
and
fair.
I didn't
That's
even
fair.
watch them fully
Now-
because I knew. I
Now-
watched the first
And you're a
game.
diehard fan.
I'm a
Okay,
diehard
wait,
fan.
Casey, I want to ask you this though. Looking back, when you look back at history now, when you're looking backwards now, what are you going to remember as far as sports is concerned? Are you going to remember that plucky 8 seed team that beat the 4th seed, or are you going to remember, hey, the Chicago Bulls won 6 championships?
You know what I
Hey,
remember? I remember
you know.
the New York Knicks as an ace seed going to the NBA Finals. That was a great run.
I know that was,
I-
that was also the shortened season.
Did they win a
That was
game in the
actually
finals
short
or
season.
did they get swept?
They played the Spurs, then.
No, they
no,
played
They played the Rockets.
Rockets. They
Yeah.
won. Did they get swept?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember
but-
the finals, but I obviously remember the run.
No, you know what?
Right.
Well, wait, hang on, wait.
You're
What-
right.
what do you
NHL
You remember the dynasties. You are absolutely right. I remember the Bulls winning 6 championships in 8 years. It would have been 8 championships if Jordan didn't retire. Right?
I don't believe that, but
I see
Keep
what
on,
you're
continue.
saying, but at the same time, watching it in the moment as I'm older, right?
It's
boring.
Yeah.
no.
it's-
See, I think it's the opposite now. When you get older, you realize that's what you're going to remember. You either want to love greatness or hate it. As in your case in the Patriots, like you love to hate the
No,
Patriots.
I don't hate
sure.
on, I don't hate
Yeah.
on Golden State. Like they got DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
I ain't hating on them.
That's fine.
Whoa,
That's fine. I'm not talking about that.
We're not
We'll get to
we're
that.
not going to talk about that fully, but I'm just
keep
saying,
foreshadowing stuff.
sorry. I don't hate on them. I don't
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
on the Warriors. They're a fun team to watch, right?
yeah.
But I understand where Wells is coming from. I'm a diehard basketball fan, right? Wells, let's say you're not, right? He's not going to tune in. The NBA doesn't care about me,
No, I know.
Right?
I always
They
say
care
that.
about
I always
you.
say
They
that.
don't care
No,
about you.
right?
I always say that.
So that's the problem, and I
No,
think in the long term, it's not good for the league.
Well, let's do this. Wells, name the last 5 Stanley Cup champions.
He can name the last 5 Stanley Cup champions.
Washington,
Name it right now.
Pittsburgh,
Oh my God.
Chicago, Pittsburgh.
He can do that. Smythe, what was your point?
My point is that
Are you trying to help my argument?
no.
You guys should have seen
actual
Smythe's face. It was hilarious. He was like, oh damn it.
no. My point is
you
that
ever have an argument? You have someone who's supposed to be on your side, but then it is completely your argument. You're like,
No,
how are you
no,
trying
no.
to help?
my point is that in the last 5-10 years, it's different teams. No one gives. The NHL is in a situation where
I don't know.
people don't like. The Stanley Cup will happen over and over again, and no one really cares. So a couple of years ago, was it last year or year before, Sidney Crosby and LeBron James will win the Stanley Cup. The NBA had 10 times the viewership.
That's different.
As,
That's different.
No, it's
Yes, that's different.
not.
Yeah,
That's the state of the league. The state of the league is that in the NHL, it's a different team every year, different stuff's going every year.
but it's-
You
okay.
cannot draw.
You're talking
in
about
casual
1 year.
people.
You're talking about
No. The NBA always has 10 times the
They do.
rating.
They
It
do.
always
But the
will.
question is,
But the
is
single-
that
single
because
year-
it's parity?
No.
No, that's
I
not
think
the
it's part of
reason
it.
why.
I think it's part
You
of it.
guys are saying parity is the reason
No,
why.
that's familiarity. You see the same people at the championship every year. You see the
I don't
same
think-
guy
It's like
winning
the
awards.
season
No,
finale of a
I-
TV
that's part of it.
show,
That's part of it.
right?
I think it is.
It's like
No,
the
go
season
on.
finale of a TV show. Everyone's going to tune in to see the final of it, right? Like, look, there's no discrepancy between who has higher ratings and who makes more
Yeah, I'm
money.
not talking about that. Yeah.
10
know.
times the viewership's
I
not a
know.
problem for
But
you if
for,
you're the NHL
for a person like
commissioner.
me who likes drama, sports, good stories, like the NBA, like even when the playoffs start, I was like, what's the point of this? Like,
Now,
The
I'm
the NBA off season is more exciting than the finals.
I don't know. The draft was pretty boring.
It sometimes is. But I'm gonna bring it back to you. At the beginning of this season of horseplay, what did you say, Wells?
What did I say?
I just got into hockey again.
Yeah, no,
Why?
I agree with you. No, sorry. I've always watched hockey,
Mm-hmm.
but what I was implying was who's who on each team, right? Because
He's backpedaling.
no, hey,
This is how losing
Nash
an
brings up a
argument
great
goes.
no. Nash brings up a great point, and it's something I said in horseplay. I probably said on this podcast too several times. Is look, I'm always hockey. I'm always going to watch no matter what,
Yeah.
especially if it's Toronto is doing well. But there were certain players on certain teams I did not know about as much until I got into fantasy hockey again this year.
Yeah, you said that.
So
You
therefore,
just said
I was more involved in knowing who's who, as opposed to the fact that I like watching interesting games or involved in a game. That's not the point. I just mean I know who is at the center
Yeah.
of each team who's doing well, which is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. You see, I do think
Which I think would
Yeah,
happen.
go on.
Like I don't like. I know that you enjoy watching baseball, but if you were in a fantasy baseball league, you would 10 times know more about the players on each team.
Fantasy does that for you.
Yeah, and
100%,
that's what that's the only thing
Yeah,
I was trying to say. It's not like I was like out of hockey.
Yeah.
I just mean I was more in tune of who was doing what in the league.
I think Smythe did bring up. I think it is familiarity that brings people back. They want to see now this battle between the Warriors and Cavs has been bad because it's pretty much been one sided. But people like that. If you look back at the '80s in basketball, they say that's the golden age of basketball. Why? Because
Boston versus LA.
Boston versus LA
Lakers
going
versus-
back and forth.
You may be right. I honestly don't know. I don't know the answer to this. Right? So,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
Isn't it funny that the one year that the Cavs did win is the year that the Golden State had 73 wins? Like
It's so funny.
They were
And,
at their
we
best
have
at
to
that
admit
point.
that finals was incredible.
that was the
Right.
peak of this whole
Yeah,
like
now it's gone
yeah.
completely other side.
That was the
Well,
peak.
When Kevin
it's in a
Durant went to-
five-game
when
and a
Kevin
four-
Durant went to Golden State, it kinda went-
became unfair.
Well, they had the forum Voltron.
Yeah, it became unfair.
They had the forum Voltron. Wells to beat.
Bro, Is it time for us to talk about DeMarcus Cousins joining the Golden State?
No, I want to just finish off on hockey a little.
Now, there's so much on hockey to still go talk about. Now, going back to Tavares, and now from the other side of that trade was the Islanders. Now, I don't know if you've been hearing all this stuff that he's
the trade.
Sorry, the free agent sign. Did I say trade?
Yeah, you
Apologies. On the other side of it, it was John Tavares is a snake and he betrayed us, and he should have gave the Islanders more time
That's like
to
the-
figure out something to.
They had all the time. They had all the time the whole season.
Are they burning his jersey?
Yes.
That's the decision part
Yo,
one.
I saw an ad, not an ad, sorry. I saw an article where you could trade in your John Tavares jersey in a local Long Island deli for 12 bagels.
I love that.
12 bagels. You know what that bagel shop's doing? They're selling that jersey to a Toronto fan for like $80.
Yeah,
Probably.
No doubt.
100%. But like, that's the decision part one. That's how big this is.
It wasn't even that. There was
wasn't
no.
even that.
There
It
was
wasn't
no. There was no reporter.
He didn't have a national TV
show
thing, but this was the
It came out of
biggest-
nowhere, Smythe. You were in a pool in Port Colborne.
This was the biggest decision in hockey in how long?
It was hyped up.
How
Since Stamkos 2 years
When's
ago.
the last time?
Stamkos.
Thank you. Who signed back with his former team?
And it was early.
Like everybody else does in the history of hockey.
Yes.
He's
But
the
you-
first guy to say, "I'm not going to play here."
Well, he's not the first guy, but he's
No.
like, yeah, he's one of
But
the,
of
yeah,
all,
he's-
like, in the last,
late,
decade,
yeah.
can you name a higher
Nobody.
profile free agent to
How many
sign
guys
somewhere
have
else?
signed for over 10 million somewhere in the
Nowhere.
last?
Nowhere in NHL.
It doesn't happen. Leaving your team doesn't happen. Guys re-up. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Guys re-up.
Wait, what was the question you asked?
How many guys have signed with a different team for over 10 million a
Oh,
year
a different
in the
team.
NHL?
Okay, sorry.
Doesn't happen.
No,
Oh,
Guys,
he's right. He's right.
guys re-up consistently. But people, I'm going to go here, see you later, doesn't happen.
No, it
This is-
doesn't.
So
this
that's
is
so
huge
that-
for hockey.
Yeah, I understand that part.
So
but
why doesn't that happen in hockey?
Because
I
in
don't know.
hockey, people are loyal.
What's that
People
Kendrick
don't
Lamar
care
song?
about money. People don't care about
Is
maxing
that Kendrick
out.
Lamar song?
What, loyal?
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
See, this is the thing. That's why people in on the Islanders, Casey, are killing Tavares. It's like this is like all that stuff that Smythe just said.
True.
And he's the one guy who didn't do it. Like he didn't re-sign with us. You should have told us. When I say us, I'm talking about the Islanders. You should have told us that you didn't want to stay, so we can trade you and get something for you. And they are pissed.
Live it.
But
Okay,
to me,
well,
the
I
Islanders
mean-
are a horrible organization. Whatever. They're moving again for.
Doesn't that happen in other sports too? It happens in baseball.
No, it happens in every other sport. In the
Doesn't
NHL, though,
really
in the
happen
NHL,
in-
it doesn't happen.
Well, what did Cleveland get for LeBron?
Yeah, they got
Nothing.
Nothing.
They got a
I
trade
mean-
exception.
Granted, they got a championship.
That's right.
Oh, it happens in basketball.
Four
that's what-
straight
that's
years
what
in the
Gilbert
finals.
Said. Gilbert said, "Listen, LeBron gave us everything he can. It's his right to leave.
Yeah.
You know
They
what?
had no right being where they were last
I
year.
appreciated
That's the truth.
Gilbert's comments at the end.
I
of the
appreciate.
podcast.
I
Alright, we're
appreciated.
gonna
I
get basketball.
appreciated
We'll get there.
all of
Hang on.
Cleveland's.
We'll get to basketball.
We'll get
Sure.
there.
But there's no.
But my question is
It-
why aren't hockey players?
I don't know. That's a good
They
question.
don't do it.
First of all,
That's
they
a
got
good question.
screwed with that salary cap
Yeah,
they have.
they
right?
don't do it. Listen,
I don't
They
know.
lost. They
If I was
lost a
making 11
season
million a year, I'd
for
be
that
all
salary
right.
cap.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
not that they lost
but
lost
the
the
max
season,
is
but
14
I mean,
or whatever that is, right?
Well, it's a percentage of the salary.
Nobody takes it.
16.25.
No,
is-
sorry.
Nobody
No.
takes it.
It's the average cap hit. There are guys getting paid $14 million a
No,
year.
no. There's a max. There's a percentage to the cap that you can have. That is
Yeah.
the max. So 16.5
Is the most.
is the most
What's
you
the
can
most?
make.
and
right
who
now.
makes it?
but isn't
No
that,
one. No one right now.
Nobody
But
takes
isn't
it.
No,
that,
'cause-
but isn't that more of a product of in the NHL, one player cannot take a team to the finals?
No, and we've
No.
this is a whole.
Right.
It's
I
more of a
think- I think
product
that-
of the NHL players are not as
NBA is the only league
No,
where one
but
player can
I
make that
think-
much
I
of a
think
difference.
that's what it is. I think in the NBA, players realize is like, wait a second, I'm
Yes.
the only reason we're successful.
and that's why people are getting paid $40 million.
Exactly.
Hold on a second,
Whereas
hold on a
in
second.
NHL,
Well,
the money's there
they
in there.
realize it's more of a. I don't want to say it's more of a team game, but it's more.
well, to-
one player cannot make that big.
Okay,
of a
well, to
difference.
bump your theory, why do quarterbacks take so much money?
Well, that's different.
Is it?
the greed.
Yes.
It's greed.
Is it?
It's
Because
greed.
once you start taking that money, that team can't win.
No.
Yeah.
No. Quarterbacks are more important than.
Are they?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Like, name me all the MVPs in NFL.
I
Last
understand.
like.
They give them the MVPs. I understand that. But once you start paying your quarterback,
Look at any team that has lost a player going to the playoffs, like a quarterback, and watch how well they've done. It doesn't
look at all
work.
the- look at all the-
Or
Philadelphia
even in
Eagles.
the regular season.
No,
when
no, Philadelphia Eagles lost their quarterback going to the playoffs.
That's
Won
you know what?
the
That's a good
Super
point. That's an
Bowl.
hold
anomaly.
on. They're not paying their quarterback though. That top money.
No.
He's
But
making
my
$7 million.
my point was. There's a reason why you pay your quarterback is because if they go down,
That's
your
it.
offense is like, oh, what do we do? What do we
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Whereas that's a good example to cuck my theory is that the Eagles won the Super Bowl without their star quarterback.
But I told
But they
you
also
guys,
had about
I
6 or
told
7
you guys
weeks.
before he is a starter who plays in the backup role.
He used to.
He is a good play. He's a great quarterback, and that's what I told you guys. And we won.
No.
So I can't really say anything.
Anyways,
else about
no.
and we won.
You know what this guy said about the Eagles in the beginning? They're not going to make the playoffs.
Carson Wentz isn't the guy.
The quarterback sucked.
I was
They're not
wrong
gonna
about
make the
Carson Wentz. I was wrong about Wentz, but Wentz was down, and when Foles came in, I said Foles is no regular backup. He's a good quarterback.
That's a true
let's move
fan.
on.
A true fan is
Is it?
angry at their team and they love it.
Is it?
It's like a relationship.
It's a
You're
relationship.
not
It's
talking
a
about this guy-
relationship.
You're not talking about this guy about
What
true
were
fans.
we talking about
Who
before?
just became a Raptors fan 3 years ago.
And a Leafs fan last year.
I've done a lot of switching in the past couple of years.
And I bet you weren't a Jays fan until 2015.
I always was a Jays fan because I just didn't know much about baseball.
But yes, asking your question, why hockey players don't take money. I don't know why they don't do it. I have no idea
It
why.
doesn't make sense to me at all.
Doesn't make sense to me.
If you're like right now, Drew Doughty. If you're Drew Doughty, why are you not taking the money? I don't know.
Like
He already
the reason
re-upped
I don't
with-
understand is because you look at every other major league in North America. Hell,
And guys will
even in
kill their
Europe,
teams to take
right?
the money. They'll
Exactly.
kill their teams.
Every sport, they'll take as much as they can.
The NHL has the most loyalty I've ever seen with professional
But
athletes
is it
ever.
loyalty?
Yes.
Is my question.
Yes.
No, I think it's they've been convinced to do otherwise.
Yep.
I honestly believe they've been convinced since they started hockey to think otherwise.
But
Sacrifice for the team. I mean,
I will say
that's
one
noble.
thing.
I can respect
The
that.
Stanley Cup
I
means
wouldn't do it,
something
but-
to every. Yeah, exactly. Every player in the NHL respects the Stanley Cup as something very important.
It's
So
the best championship.
it is the number one championship to win, and I say it all the time. If you look at Alexander Ovechkin, he's won his first cup. Look at how he treats the Stanley Cup. That's how you want every athlete to treat every top championship ever. The way he treats that cup is how it's supposed to be treated.
It's funny because you had the Caps win the Stanley Cup on the Thursday and the Golden State Warriors win the whatever championship it is on the Friday. And no, and to see the contrast in how crazy the celebration was with the Capitals as opposed to how like
Well, Golden State's won it like 4 years.
In a
So
row.
that played
3 out of
part.
4, but
I agree with you. I think the cup, the fact that it's one trophy,
it's so hard to
that
win.
is-
It's so
that
hard
is
to win.
generational. That it's the same trophy that existed 60 years ago or
You're
100
lifting
years
up
ago.
a trophy that some guy 60 years ago
Yeah,
lifted
whereas
up.
any other trophy is just a brand new trophy
Yeah.
for you, for your team.
Ovechkin's taking the cup right now to Russia for the World
Yeah,
Cup.
and that's why I agree with you. The Stanley Cup, every team is etched in it in history. I mean, at some point, that cup's going to be too big to carry.
This is actually this celebration is the greatest celebration I've ever seen for a championship in the history of sports, as long as I've been alive. They might have been bigger ones when other people have been alive, but the way Ovechkin's treating this Stanley Cup, I've never seen anything like
man.
this.
When the Cubs won the World Series, that was pretty
the
big.
Cubs were big, that was
And
huge.
when the Red Sox won the World Series 2004,
The
it was
first
pretty
time?
big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty
that was
cool.
great.
That was massive.
Did it go to Russia?
You got a good point.
Just saying.
And that's another thing about the NHL is it might be NBA's pretty
Putin will
international.
probably steal it.
He might run down.
Where's the cup in Russia
They
now?
play on what Saturday?
Yeah.
He might run down
Yeah.
midfield with it. Like,
Who was the owner that let Putin hold his championship ring and he never gave it back? Was it Robert Kraft?
That is
oh,
hilarious.
really? Yeah, I don't know.
It was a,
That is
Yeah, let me ask you a serious question. Would you mess
no.
with Vladimir
Absolutely
Putin?
not.
Yeah?
Oh, you'd be like, oh, okay.
I guess you're gonna keep that. Okay, that's cool.
All right. Can I have that back? No? Okay.
All right, that's all right.
He didn't even ask. He's kind of sheepishly.
Yeah, is that mine or yours now? It's yours. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can have it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Putin suit up for Team Russia in the World Cup.
And just kick a,
And then,
a
the other
penalty
team,
kick.
the other team will be like, yeah, you can have it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I could see him walking onto the pitch, grabbing the trophy, even if a different team wins.
Yeah.
My World Cup, I hosted. So I
Big
win.
heel turn.
Oh man,
All right, so Leafs. This is the greatest thing ever.
they won free agency.
This is peak.
Wells, you're already playing out the parade.
No, Smythe was planning out. I'm here to help him.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I think the
Where
route-
does it start realistically?
It
Where does
starts at
it start?
the Scotiabank Center. It has to start at the arena.
man.
And that's gold. Wait, that was
I
gold.
thought it would go north to south.
No,
Yeah, it's
no,
gonna end at,
no.
it's going to end at the arena. It's gonna
Why
end
would
at
it?
the
No,
arena.
that's, that's
it
silly.
would. Okay,
It's got to
if
end
you-
at
if
that
you
square.
You're actually doing it. You're actually doing it.
No, it'd be Nathan Phillips Square, I think. If you were to look at all the parades and where they end up, they're in big locations.
Yeah.
What's a big location that they would settle on? I don't think it would end there. You know where I think it
Hold
would
on,
end?
hold on. Are you guys actually having
They're
this
actually
conversation?
Listen to me,
Let
listen to
it have it. Let it have it. Go on.
If you look at photos of when the Caps just won, the Warriors, the end result is a giant location, right?
The stadium.
Now
You know?
listen, Nathan Phillips Square, if you were to have it there, there's buildings on
Yeah, you can't do it.
south of Queen Street that you can have people line up.
can't do
You
that.
need to have it, I'm telling you. This is gonna be awkward. Fort York area would be the end.
No. See, you're turning into like Caravan. It's too much.
What?
You gotta.
Caravan?
You gotta. Here's what you gotta.
Where are
do.
you ending it?
You gotta start the parade at Scotiabank.
It ends at
it's called Scotiabank
It ends
now.
at the X.
You
That's
gotta
the best
go-
place.
Okay.
That's a good- that's a good
I'm
call.
more onto that.
You gotta march all the way up, like all the way to Bloor. then you got to come back down. You got to stop in Dundas Square for a bit, even if you're going to end up
Why?
there. Because
It
Dundas
can't
Square,
end up there. It can't end
it
up
is
there.
the center.
Do you know how much traffic?
But
is in that area?
there won't be
No,
traffic.
there
It's
won't
a
be on that
parade.
day. There
Come
won't
on,
be-
stop
come on.
that.
On
Stop,
that day-
stop your
on that
nonsense.
day, no
Stop your
one-
nonsense already.
No one will be at work that day.
You gotta have. It has to be.
You will be
massive,
thankful. In
right.
Brampton, though, you probably will have the day off too.
Right. So, and then
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
I think you stop in Dundas Square and you have like the Arkells play, and then like something just crazy has happened at that point, and then you continue marching, and it can end at BMO, which is a big place where.
So hold on, make it straight. You're gonna go from the ACC up to Dundas Square, back down to BMO.
No, he said
yeah.
go ACC to Bloor Street, and
all the
then
way
come
up to
down.
Bloor,
No,
up
no.
like Church Street. So you gotta remember the LGBTQ community, and then come back down, and then it comes into Dundas Square where the Arkells are playing.
and then you go to
Yeah,
exhibition.
because the Arkells are the new hip.
They're-
We know
no,
that, right?
no,
Do we know that?
no.
Do we know that? First
This-
of all,
here.
let's establish
No,
the
no, no,
Arkells
no.
are the new hip.
No,
Can we establish
this?
that?
Is what gonna do.
I wish I had
if
more
they
wine.
win, they will put the hologram of Gord Downey in the middle of Dundas Square.
Gord Downey's done.
No,
He's done.
they put Tupac in Coachella.
Yeah, I know, but
they
he's
can
done
put
now.
Gord Downey
No, Downey-
in Young and Dundas Square.
No, the Arkells are the new hip. We talked about this.
Our Kells are Hamilton fans.
They're the new hip.
I know I'm not on the podcast often, but this is the problem with Leaf fans right here.
Casey, I stepped back. I was like, that was a joke, and you guys went on for like 10 minutes.
I was actually making fun of you too.
Listen,
But,
I wasn't done.
yeah, there will be more parade for the Leafs.
This is the problem with Leaf fans.
You guys will be happy. You will get a day off in the middle of June.
Let me be clear, because I was kind of poo-pooing the Leaf things, but I was playing devil's advocate. This is actually great for hockey. This is great for Toronto.
Until we fuck it up. Sorry.
Probably. But this is great. I like when big names go to big cities. You know my affinity for big markets. I can care less for this.
I mean, I know you're a Habs fan, and
No,
it
but
sucks
let me
that you
talk.
guys didn't get invited to a
Oh
talk.
man, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
But your whole theory of why you dislike the NHL a lot is because of the opposite of this.
Exactly.
Where people are loyal and they
Yeah.
stay.
I
And
love
this
this.
is like
I love this.
the opposite.
I love it. Love it. I would be even happier if Carlson came.
I'm
telling you,
all the
don't
big names.
subscribe.
go all the way in this.
I love it. I love this. I don't think they're going to be as good as people think they are.
That's what I said. But I think in the
But
playoffs
I
they're going to
think-
be. They're going to
No,
be.
I don't think
stellar.
they're going to be as good as people think.
Oh
they
my
are.
God.
But they're very good offensively. That's about it. Because Tavares does not play defense. He does not play defense. So their defense.
He can back check.
No,
he will back check.
No,
And he's
You'll
not
see
going
when
to
he
care
gets
about
his
it.
But you don't need him.
He's
to.
going to try to score 50 goals.
I
this
think you
year.
do because you have no
And
defense.
that's what he's
Anyway.
good for.
And this is another big important part here is you had all your top lines. Sorry, the other team had all their top defensive lines matching Matthews. They can't do it twice in a row with Tavares and Matthews.
No, that's the difference.
That's why I'm saying guys like Marner are going to get paid in the offseason because of how much he's going to bring to this team. I'm sorry that we're still talking about this, but this is huge.
No, this is
Well,
cool, man. This is
what I was thinking is it's time to move
learning
on
here.
from
I actually
Tavares.
start watching the Leafs this year.
Keep going.
I want to talk about Carlson for a second. Carlson wants Drew Doughty money.
Of course it is.
Carlson
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Eric Carlson has no Stanley Cups.
Hold on.
Drew
I
Doughty.
thought,
That's not
I
his
thought
fault.
NHL players didn't care about money.
No, but Eric Carlson came out and said he would like Drew Doughty money. And I respect that, but he is not the same player that Drew Doughty is.
So
Because
is this,
he's
better.
deserving.
So
Hold on. He just got hurt last year. That's it. He is on that level. Of,
Drew
of
Doughty has
Eric Carlson
2 rings.
came
No,
back.
the LA
Eric
Kings
Carlson
have 2
came
rings.
back from shredding his ACL. You remember that injury where he got a skate to cut his ACL?
Yeah.
And then he came back and he won the Norris Trophy. How many times? Not once, but twice.
I get it.
No, he is that good. The LA Kings have 2 Stanley Cups, and Drew Doughty was on that team.
Okay. Now,
That has nothing to do with Carlson.
question 1. Is Eric Carlson worth Drew Doughty money?
Yes. I think he's worth more.
If he can come back, from an injury.
Unequivocally. Very, very okay.
There you go, Casey.
I think he's
Question
worth
2.
more.
Where does Eric Carlson
Really?
end up?
Tampa.
Probably.
Tampa?
They need
Tampa.
a counter move for Tavares.
Tampa.
Tampa.
There you go.
My call is San Jose. They have the
No,
money.
I don't even know who we're
They
talking
have the
about.
money. They need a fix.
They don't need the money this year.
They can afford the trade.
Look, the
I think
trade.
San Jose is actually closer to Stanley Cup than the Leafs are.
Yeah. I think that's where Carlson ends
Then
up.
why didn't Tavares go there?
I don't know. I thought that's where he's going to go.
Tavares wants
You know
to
what?
play
I
in
thought so
Toronto.
too. I thought so too.
He I don't think he cares about Stanley Cups. He wants to be that centerpiece. Canadian kids understand what being a Leaf is. American kids don't, which is why.
Talking about, Smith?
Because no.
What are you talking about? Which Canadian kid has come back to the Leafs? Which Toronto kid has come
Jeff
to the Leafs?
O'Neill. I'm dead serious. That's where it starts and it ends at Tavares right now.
One guy's done it, and all of a sudden, all of them understand it. One guy's done it.
I'm not saying
Brad Boyce
understand
did
it.
it.
I'm saying these Canadian kids get it. These American kids
Brad Boyce
don't.
went to my
That's
high
all
school
I'm
days.
saying. That's all I'm saying. Because when
You have no evidence. to support that.
Phil Kessel was the man, the 40-goal scorer in Toronto, and what did he say?
He got traded.
I want out.
No, because the fans kicked him out because he got traded.
He went to Pittsburgh, and he's having a great life. He's enjoying everything because he's not in
Eating
Toronto.
hot dogs out of the Stanley Cup.
That's all
Good
I'm
for
saying.
him, man.
He is not in Toronto.
But he got traded.
No, but
He's not.
remember the great season he had this year too.
Anyway, why do we go back to the Leafs? Anyway, sorry. So, Drew Doughty signed his extension.
8 at 11.
8-11. Good, bad, indifferent. What do you think?
He's worth it.
That
I think he's
That's
worth
a
it.
long time though.
he's going to be paid till he's dust.
He's 28 years old right now.
36.
Tavares is 27.
36.
Why did he?
Hey,
why
Brent
did he re-up?
Burns is 33 and he's still tearing it up. So
Why did he re-up though? That's my.
why not?
Who?
Why? No, Doughty.
Why not?
Yeah,
why would
why
you not read
There's nothing in LA.
Yeah, but it's $11
There's
million.
nothing in LA. You're telling me you wouldn't sign a contract in LA?
Remember, he lives in
I
LA.
would.
Yeah, exactly.
But if
Thank
You live in LA, and it's $11 million a
I
year.
know, but are you going to win in LA?
Who cares? You don't have to win.
He already
No,
has.
no. That's not.
He already has one, so he doesn't need
So it
that.
doesn't really-
He doesn't have that
No.
need. This
Oh,
is
Drew
this,
Doughty's-
this is more of your typical loyalty to your team sort of thing
This
that
is-
you dread.
It's a
This
typical
is basically
no.
just him and Kopitar now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and Ilya Kovalchuk,
Wait.
who we'll get to in
Oh,
a
come
second.
on, man.
What? Are you kidding me?
35 years old.
Give me the mic. I don't know why you
Are you
started
saying
hosting
you
it.
guys don't love Ilya Kovalchuk?
Yo, we got to change the topic soon because Casey is like.
No, I'm gonna go through all the Okay, Jack Johnson.
Yeah, good for him.
Did you hear what Torts said? He basically threatened his family. Did you hear what Torts said? So Jack Johnson. I don't know if you heard the story. Jack Johnson. So obviously he got a healthy scratch during the playoffs and he wasn't playing.
For Columbus.
For Columbus Blue Jackets. So the Columbus Blue Jackets, because his family was basically stealing his money. So the Columbus Blue Jackets helped him out to do that. Then he went and left and signed in Pittsburgh. And then Jack Johnson said, it's great to be in a winning environment now. So obviously Tortorella is the head coach of the Blue Jackets.
I actually know who he is.
Okay, all right.
Very entertaining head coach.
So hang on.
my favorite coach.
Let me try and get this quote correct.
Good luck.
So Torts said, the whole organization helped out Jack, and it's a backhand slap from to us and total BS that he said that, and he should know better. No one wishes any harm on his family.
We hope nothing happens.
We hope nothing happens to his family.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty.
Torts is the man.
And if I was his former teammate, I'm not. If I was his former teammate, I'd be pretty pissed off at him right now. So basically, Torts has threatened his family and said he's going to get bodily harm next time they play.
Torts is the man, bro. That's one thing with Torts I love. He's the man.
Well, here's the thing. They play in the same division. So.
I know.
They're going to see each other a lot this year.
I just found that so hilarious.
That is
Torts threatened him.
Torts is the man, bro. I have a good one for you guys.
Do you?
Yeah. James Neal off the Vegas fan wagon. Gets paid in Calgary.
Yeah.
Deserved?
Yeah.
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 I don't know what he's going to do in Calgary.
It's 5 years, 20
Calgary has a
million.
lot of work to do, so I don't know.
Calgary's not a good team, but they gave
I
him
don't think
$5
that's that bad.
million.
We all predicted that they made the playoffs, but then it just
Last year we did.
Last
yeah.
year we did.
But
Last
they
season
still
it
have
was
the
off rails.
parts.
Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
For who?
I guess.
Calgary.
A great idea.
Yeah, it's James Neal.
It makes your team better.
25 goals.
Maybe 30.
Maybe 30.
I say more 25.
Still. You're paying less than 6 a year for a 25 goal scorer. JVR just got 7 a year, and he's 30. He plays 15 minutes a game.
Yeah, and he went to the Blues. Oh no, sorry, JVR went
he
to
went to the Flyers. Bozak went
which
there.
I didn't even see that coming. I had no idea.
I knew
where
he
get
was going to go somewhere that would pay him, and I called that amount.
He took the money.
it. Yeah, I thought he was gonna get
He
that.
definitely took the money.
I have no qualms with that.
No, you're allowed to take the money.
Yeah. You score 36 goals.
We wish more guys took the money. To be honest,
You score 36 goals. You deserve that.
However,
you do it.
Bozak to the Blues. I like that move.
You know, $5 million a year for a third
I
line
think
center.
they overpaid him a little bit.
Of course
that's
they
a lot of money for him.
But good for him, man.
Because that's the one reason the Leafs had to let him go. Because they
But he-
pretty
well,
much get
he is a
$5
center.
If they re-upped on him, they would have.
Oh, they would be in
the
top
best.
trouble. Yeah,
But they would also have the best four centers in
yeah,
NHL.
but they'd have to definitely get rid of a lot more people than they probably
now,
wanted.
I think he ends up playing top 6 by the end of the year in St. Louis.
Maybe.
So there's my one prediction.
And didn't St. Louis also get David Perron too?
Yeah.
Yep. I like what they're doing. Again, like I said, I think the same Blues are.
Vegas lost a couple key parts there.
I thought Vegas would do a lot more this offseason.
Well, they might get Carlson.
Yeah. The problem with Vegas is that
Are
a
they?
lot of guys went there and got huge paydays because Vegas can't afford. They're not going to bring these.
What do you mean they
guys
can't
back.
afford? They have no cap.
Well, they're not going to bring these guys.
They're
back
actually
because-
wanting to overpay more people so they can hit the floor. You have to hit the floor, right?
But I think that there's guys that aren't worth the money that they're going to get now because they had great seasons in
What
Vegas.
they should
They're
be
now going to
doing
go and get huge raises.
Is people on Vegas have never had their stock higher ever in their life than they have now.
That's what I'm talking
And they should be trading, or you know what I mean? Like they should be getting as much as they can out of it. How do you go from William Karlsson scoring 9 goals to 40 goals? Next topic.
Are you done, Smith? Are you done?
I'm
Are you full? You good?
Hey, come on, man.
One more, guys. One more. Sens are in trouble.
Where are you talking?
That's right. Sens are in trouble, but they're not alone. There's a lot of teams that really suck, and they're not going to be doing
Well,
very this year.
Wells talked about the Sens on last podcast.
Yeah, but give
How
us more.
much-
Give us more teams that are just in as bad a boat as the Sens.
Oh, here's
The
a
Canadians.
signing. Hang on. I was going to get to that. Cam Ward.
Come on, man.
1 year.
Don't pick on Cam Ward.
God, the
It's not his fault.
The Blackhawks are still not going to make playoffs. Cam Ward.
But they had their run. Man. You can't sit here and laugh at the Blackhawks. They had a
No, they
good
won. They
had
won.
a good 10-year dynasty that any team would have given up.
Taves and Kane are only 30 years old.
Yeah,
and
but-
it's over.
But they had the 10 years where they ran it.
I know.
So you can't knock them for it. I don't
know,
know
but
why
that's
people are
usually-
laughing at Cam Ward as a backup goalie in Chicago. I don't know why that's such a funny thing. To you.
He's not good.
He won a cup.
He's not good.
10 years ago. But
Once you win a cup, you kind of you slide it off. I mean,
He's not good.
okay.
the fact that he's still getting paid, good for him.
Who else is in bad shape? Obviously, the Coyotes.
Why?
They suck.
What makes them bad? They may have won that trade with the Canadians. I'm sorry to pick on the Canadians, but
Oh, we're going to get to the Canadians now. Let's get to the Canadians.
do it.
So you walk into that.
Let's get to the Canadians.
You know,
So they
that's
got Matt Domi.
Yep.
And just to put it into perspective for you, Casey, Max Domi is obviously the son of Ty Domi. He was playing on Phoenix,
Arizona.
Arizona, got traded to the Montreal Canadiens. So this would be the equivalent of, let's say, an NBA team couldn't score. And then they brought in Ball. LeVar Ball. That's exactly what they just
Very
did.
good comparison.
LeVar Ball, not Lonzo. LeVar Ball.
No, sorry, I meant Lonzo Ball. Sorry, I meant Lonzo Ball. They brought in Lonzo Ball, who can't score, but he's a decent playmaker. But he can't score. He's not going to fix their problems.
He's got a lot of grit.
A lot of heart.
He's got Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Montreal Canadiens, and then they
Shea
signed
Weber's out
De La Rose. Shea Weber's out for 6 months.
Yep. It's 1 year.
He won't be back until New Year, probably.
They're tanking.
This team was the best Canadian team over the last, not including last season, but before that, maybe 7 seasons before that.
In a row?
Yeah, they were the best Canadian team.
You know what?
Count it, Wells.
I
Count
almost
it.
want to give you this.
No, they were. They were the best Canadian team.
I mean, the Ottawa
If you-
Senators were one
not counting the last two. Not counting the
overtime
last two.
from the Senate. Okay.
If
But
you were to
7 years
add
before
up the
that.
points over the last 7 seasons,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe they were the best team.
Well, as far as success in the playoffs, they were
How
the best.
does Marc Bergevin still have a job?
I don't
Is
know.
it because he's French Canadian?
He's French. He's
Oh
French.
my god.
No, the Montreal Canadiens have a preference for French speaking.
So again, I'm gonna let you in on
Who's
this.
their coach again? Claude Julien?
Claude Julien.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Speaks French. So just let you know, Casey, in Montreal, half the media is French speaking. You obviously know that. So
Keep going.
So So what they have a policy of doing is their coach and their GM must be bilingual.
But that's everything in Quebec.
No. I understand what you're talking
What
about.
do you mean no?
Yeah. Their signs and everything has to be bilingual. But their coach and their
They are
GM
in Ontario too.
have to be bilingual.
That's everything in Quebec.
But as a sports team, don't you think that's hindering you?
It's time.
They're very proud
I understand.
of their French culture.
I understand.
Very, very proud of it. I
But-
mean, they believe that they're under attack by the English.
They do. They do. No, they do. They do.
I'm trying not to laugh. I don't know why. Because there's not a single person I've met outside of Quebec that gives a rat's ass about it. But
They believe it.
they believe it, right? So, I mean,
But as a sports organization, don't you think that's a hindrance?
Yeah.
When you only have a small pool of guys you have to deal with, you can deal with.
of course it is. But that's what they
It's
want.
like
They-
it's like
they-
having an NBA team in San Diego, and you're right at the border, and you have to have a coach and a GM who speaks Spanish, and you know what I mean? Like, it's so get
Yeah,
with
but
the times,
It's
man.
so
This-
Quebec.
But this is part of their culture.
Isn't that what the Marlins did at one point?
feel.
Isn't that what the Marlins did at one point?
No.
Baseball team?
I think they tried.
Yeah, they
it.
tried. They tried.
French?
No,
No,
Spanish.
Spanish.
Their coach had to speak
Close.
Spanish.
Yeah, they're close. But every American pretty much speaks Spanish.
Oh, well, that's definitely not true. So we're just gonna ignore that comment.
I'm tired of saying everything.
They take Spanish in Spanish class. They got their.
You take
we
French
took
in French class.
in French class. We don't know any French.
That's true.
I know some French.
That's fine. I know some French too, but I don't speak it.
I've survived in Montreal.
Yeah, I can swear in Montreal, but I don't speak it.
Voulez-vous boucher avec moi?
When the menu came around, these guys were looking at me like,
Yeah, can
Look,
you
at the end of the day, I understand why they do it. Well, I shouldn't say I understand it, but
I know why they do
I
it.
know why they do it.
I know
right?
why they do it.
It's extremely important to them.
It's very debilitating to a team that's trying to build a
But
winner.
wouldn't you? I wish we had like a Habs fan like from Quebec on the podcast right now.
I've fought with Habs
But, like,
on Twitter.
If you could trade in your GM and your coach for the best available, not the ones that speak French,
Language.
and you could win, do you think they'd care?
No,
No,
Exactly.
because winning
even,
solves everything.
even in their businesses, they will not hire someone unless they.
Okay,
speak-
that's different. That's different.
No, it isn't.
Because in business, like-
businesses are international now, and let's be honest, the international language is English,
Yes.
Well,
right?
Because of that same law, now this is like history of Canada. Did you know Montreal was supposed to be the Toronto of Canada?
Yeah, it was a Toronto Canada until
And
they
that-
tried to secede the first time,
Yeah,
and then
and
all
then-
the businesses moved to Toronto.
And that whole French thing put a damper on the business. Business is like, we're not doing that. We're not going half French, half English, and they all went to Toronto.
Yeah, but
So-
I get it, right? They want trying
get
to
it,
hold
yeah.
on to their
yeah,
culture,
because
right?
when everyone from another country comes in, they want to talk to you. They're
Yeah,
okay.
I've talked to
I'm
some.
not going to say I agree with it, but I understand where it comes from, right?
I've talked to
And-
some business owners, and they said it's hard to operate in Quebec. It's hard to operate in Montreal.
Oh,
and Quebec.
it's very hard because there's a whole set of laws you got to abide by.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
So they're very serious about those laws too. It's not a joke.
And yes, you are correct, Casey. It's important to them. Their culture is important to them, but it's hindering them.
I feel that they honestly believe
I'm just talking
that
sports.
they're being that the rest of Canada I don't know, looks down on them
Hates
or
them.
hates them or whatever.
we
And
don't.
Hey,
and
they try to separate.
I don't know if they don't realize we don't care.
That-
Like I'm not even trying to be an ass here. Like, name me someone else. Name me someone you've ever spoken to who's actually talked about the Quebec referendum.
Nobody talks
No one
about
talks about it unless it's actually happening at that moment in
Yeah.
time.
Hey, Quebec,
Right?
we don't care.
no, and you know what?
Like we want you to say part of
Ontario
Canada. I'm
might
not
be your
saying-
most sympathetic province aside from Quebec.
Or Nova Scotia. 'Cause
Fair, but we're about 10 times the size of Nova Scotia. No one in Regina cares about your second language.
no one cares.
Like it's not that
But we
don't
still
want,
put it on our road signs.
yeah, it's
And
not
they
that we don't
still
want you to
teach
be
it.
Canadian. It's just we don't care enough to
Are you-
to discriminate against.
Are you
We don't
currently
care.
just having a conversation with all of Quebec right now? Just like,
I just
Yes.
want them to realize. I just want them to realize is that they have nothing to worry about. We don't care enough about
I
them.
feel like I'm in the background for you. Just like,
No, but I do get why they do it.
Yeah.
They're trying to hold on to their culture, and I understand the pull of that. Right?
All right.
They're not the only ones who do it.
All right. Anything else? Anything else, Knocky?
let's get Scott. We're done. NHL's over. It's too long.
All right.
When did you become the host?
I mean, I'm just saying. Look at the time. I'm like,
When did you become the
Don't
host?
look at the time. Don't look at the time.
Anyway, stop.
This is the last episode
All
of
right,
the season.
so
Don't
I'm
look
gonna
at the time.
go. I'm gonna go over to baseball,
Ooh.
specifically the Blue Jays.
Ooh.
So since we last were here, the verdict on Osuna came down
The verdict from the MLB.
from MLB,
Not from
not
the
the trial. Sorry, excuse me. Now he's available to play August
4th.
5th or 4th?
Fourth.
4th. Okay, 4th.
and he will.
So if you guys were sleeping under a rock, Osuna allegedly, and I say allegedly because it hasn't been proven in courts,
He has
assaulted
pleaded not guilty.
his girlfriend, wife. I don't know what she was. Anyway, assaulted a woman.
Yeah, there you go.
Some girl you like.
Now the rumors floating around is it was pretty bad, and she was pretty much beat up pretty bad. So
The hot rumor is that she was pregnant, or told him that she was pregnant,
And then he beat her.
oh
up.
really?
and pushed her down a flight of stairs.
Wow.
And security is the third party that called the police, not her.
Oh,
Wow.
And that is
I didn't
why,
hear that.
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
So
That is-
she did not call the police. The third party, the security, called the police.
Well, she was okay with it because.
Well, the MLB did their investigation, and
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, Dwayne.
No, go on.
They did their investigation. They deemed that he was worthy of 75 games, which is not the most ever for domestic abuse in MLB.
What is the most?
100.
By
Luis Torrens this year.
someone just got that.
So
That
yeah,
just
look it
happened.
up and see what he did. That was worse than what Osuna did.
Yeah.
And they did their own investigation to determine that. So I don't know if that's like a predecessor for
Precursor?
what he actually did. We don't know what he did, and we don't know if. My guess is this will be settled outside of court, and we will never ever actually know what happened.
yeah,
But the MLB knows to an extent what happened
to an extent.
because they investigated everyone involved in it.
Now, how's it compared to Ray Rice in the elevator?
Well,
It's
Ray
completely
Rice
different.
doesn't have a
Rice has
job.
video. And Ray Rice, didn't get a job after that. Didn't get a
But-
sniff at a job.
What
and there was a video of it, too.
What is alarm? Yeah, that's different too. That's huge. What is alarming to me is what I heard last week. Is they asked the GM of the Jays, Ross Atkins, what's going to happen on August 4th when he returns, and he
They
said
expect him to suit up.
that's our closer. He will pitch, and that really bothers me
Why does it bother you?
because
now, yeah, go on.
no, go ahead.
Now
I said enough.
he will play in MLB.
I agree.
There's not even a question about that.
I agree.
He will play in MLB. So even if the Jays let him go, he's going to play in the MLB.
At some point, you got to stand for something.
So
Now they
my
have earlier, was it last year or this year? They let go of one of their analysis.
in the offseason that go Greg's on.
They let go of Greg Zahn for allegedly. Now the rumor I heard was
Me too. Come on.
he's being a meathead and sending dick pics in the office.
Yes,
He me too. He me too.
So that's the
inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, inappropriate behaviors, and they let him go.
But that's different.
He's an analyst. That's different.
Yeah,
But
Is
it
it?
is
It
different.
is different.
same company.
Yeah, but he's not
Yeah,
talented.
but no, he's popular, but obviously not as popular as one of your best players on
He
your
ain't winning
team.
you games.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also a different thing. Look, in Toronto, we're very, multicultural. We're very sensitive to our community, whether, you know what I mean? Like, we're very open. So, lesbian, gay community is huge in Toronto. We're very open. Probably the most diverse culturally city in all the world. So we're very open to everything, but we're very supportive of every single aspect of our city. So something like this that happens, domestic abuse, I cannot see him taking the field and it not being a shitstorm when he takes the field.
When enough people know about it,
Yes, everyone knows
and
about it in the
enough
city.
people care about it.
Yes.
That's the question.
And what makes it even bigger is because he was a part of the team that was very successful, so he is a known name. And I'm talking about a team that, Ryan Goins was a well-known name in the city, and he's a terrible baseball player. So you have a guy who's actually good at the sport and does something like this. Everyone who knows, I don't know anyone who knows the Jays who doesn't know Osuna and what he did. So anyone going to the games is going to be like, why is this guy still on our team?
Do you want to see him pitch, Casey?
Has he been charged with anything?
No, he has not.
I'm a big believer in let the evidence speak for itself. Let a jury decide if he's guilty or innocent, and go from there.
So if the trial is continuing past August 5th, would you still want to see a pitch? This is the rough thing about this. I honestly do struggle about this because I do believe
if someone has not actually been
charged with
being
crime.
charged with
Convicted,
something
not
and being convicted with something are two different
Convicted.
things,
Right.
right? And I think we live in a society where it's the court of public opinion way too often, right? And we jump to conclusions way too often. Like, look at what happened with the van attack, right? A lot of people jump to conclusions thinking it was this, that, or the other when it actually was something nobody thought it would be.
Yeah.
Right? So, to me, it's let the courts do what they're supposed to do.
And
And
then
if he's found guilty, he should go to jail.
Yeah.
Now,
That's simple.
let's go back and let's be honest here. He will be convicted of some kind of domestic violence.
You don't know that. 'Cause
No.
it's all conjecture.
It will
You don't know
100.
that.
He will 100% because he did strike this woman.
You don't know
Know
that.
that.
No,
No, see, you're doing exactly what Casey warned you against.
no.
It's you're basing this on nothing
No,
except what you heard on Twitter.
no, not that. The case is
What I heard on Instagram.
My source.
he has 100% has done some wrong in this case.
I'm not gonna say that.
Now, my
with knowing that,
How do you know that, though?
no.
the source I have is,
You have a source?
yes.
I don't know sources.
And look, this
So you're
is
that kind of guy.
no. You know what? I work in a bar, so you
hear
meet different people, and someone I know is a police officer in Toronto, and the word, and I don't know. Again,
Could be wrong.
could be wrong, could be hyperbole, but the word is that a third party called in the report that a woman was abused by their boyfriend, who turned out to be Rob Osuna. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen in this. Again, I think it's going to be settled, which therefore we will never know what happened exactly.
Yeah.
But usually that points to something did happen.
All I'm saying is that there is, say there's a 80% chance he's guilty of something. I don't care if it's a strike, push on the stairs, whatever, who cares? Convicted of some kind of domestic violence assault, maybe it's settled out of court, he doesn't get convicted of anything major. How do you feel about him pitching for your baseball team at that
Oh, he
point?
just asked that. He didn't.
If he's convicted, I don't think he should be playing for the MLB period.
There you go.
But people in New York do not know what's going on here.
But they'll find out if he got
Look what happened to Aroldis Chapman.
We knew what Rose Chapman did.
Yeah, and here he got 30 games. What did he do? And this is allegedly. There's nothing saying he was not convicted, but allegedly he choked his girlfriend, took a gun out, and shot 8 shots into the air or into the
In his
wall
garage.
in his garage. Okay, so that's warranted 30 games. 2 years ago.
You can't do that in New York. That was
No,
in
no,
Texas.
he did that in Cincinnati.
He did plead guilty to the
He did that in
shooting.
Cincinnati, and
Yeah.
then he was traded to New York.
Yeah.
And look how successful he's been.
So in Ohio, can you do that in Ohio?
Look, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
The point is, Roberto Osuna will pitch again. Where he does, I don't know. But he can go to somewhere like...
You don't want to see it on your Blue Jays.
No, because that's what I mean, is the whole community is aware of something happening.
I think
Yeah.
there are different types of crimes, right?
No,
like shooting into a wall. Shooting someone is different. Shooting into a wall.
He also choked her.
It's legal in some
is
places.
alleged.
No, it's not legal in some places. But go on.
My point is pushing a pregnant woman downstairs
Allegedly.
is one of those crimes that if you're convicted of, not many people will have sympathy for you.
No.
I don't care how good you are or whatever sport you
Pushing a
play.
woman who isn't even pregnant.
Down the stairs. That's probably a problem.
That is a good point, right? Like
Pushing your friend down the
pushing
stairs.
anyone down the stairs, you should go to jail because you could kill them, right? It is basically attempted murder.
It's reckless.
Right? It's attempted murder. Right? You could die. Right?
Yes.
So if what you're saying is true and she tells him she's pregnant, and his first reaction is to push the woman down the stairs, there is a place in hell for that man.
Yes.
Right?
No, I agree. I agree.
And
100%.
frankly, people like that, they don't last very well in prison.
And a
right?
city like Toronto who defends...
The level of tolerance is at
Yeah, but they defend their teams to the end, and they will scrutinize someone to the end, especially if they know the details. Therefore, I don't think he should ever pitch in Toronto. But after what the GM said, I'm very worried that he will pitch in Toronto. And that game that he does will be a storm. Sorry.
But like I said, he has to be convicted. They're actually.
I don't even think he does. I don't think he
No,
has to be.
I don't think
No.
someone should.
Conviction is out the
sometimes
window at this
things-
point.
Yeah.
Don't happen
Look at
as
the, look at the
we've
time.
heard.
Look at the day and age that we live in, where an allegation is going to ruin your.
And that's
Pretty
the
much,
problem.
it's pretty much
And
just
that-
a guilty.
that
yeah,
is
and that
the
is a
problem.
That is a problem,
Right?
Casey.
But that's just where we are right now.
But we shouldn't be.
But that's where we are right now. That's just a part of the times.
But we shouldn't be, and we should be fighting back against that.
I agree.
Right?
I mean, I don't know.
Like,
'Cause, okay, even
people
if-
can't
even if-
just come out and say whatever they want to say, right? And then ruin people's
Mm-hmm.
careers, ruin people's livelihoods, right? There has to be an investigation. There has to be. You better damn well convict me of something,
Look,
right? If you're gonna
imagine
accuse me.
being a female at the game, and he comes out, right? Convicted or not?
My only thing about that is, did you see all that stuff about Ray Rice? About how many women were supporting Ray Rice? That they want to come back to the Ravens?
You know what? Baltimore.
when it comes to
Baltimore demographic is different than Toronto.
Baltimore.
I know,
is
I'm
different.
And I'm
But when
dead
it-
serious. I'm
no,
dead
no,
serious.
No, when it comes to sports teams, a lot of people are blind.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
my whole thing. Women
And-
included.
And
Did he run for 2,000 yards in one season? Yes, he did. Bring him back.
no, he didn't. You're
Sure.
thinking Jamal Lewis.
Sure, he punched his girlfriend in the face.
He ran 2,000 yards in college, but
Anyway, go on. You're making
no,
a
I'm
point,
just
sorry.
saying is like Toronto is a very woke city. I don't know if that's a better description than I can give,
Yeah, maybe, yeah,
I
sure.
love the
maybe.
word woke.
but
I hate it.
we are.
So, like,
But we're very aware of the times and very aware of the situations. We have every aspect included, you know, from race to sex to everything. And I just think in this city, this is a bad spot for him to play again. I could see him pitching somewhere else and being swept under the rug where no one really talks about anything. And he just goes out and performs because he's a very good pitcher when he does. But I don't think there's a spot for him in Toronto. And I really, 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 really hope that he does not pitch again for this team because that game will be devastating.
if it comes out that he pushed his pregnant girlfriend down the stairs, he can't pitch in this city anymore. And
Well,
let's
then,
be,
well, that goes back to what Case said. He's going to jail.
yeah, let's be
I don't
be
think he
frank
can do
on
it
that. I don't think he
now.
goes to jail. Period.
I don't
Whatever.
think he can do it now.
I mean,
Well, if it turns out that it was not guilty, then you're perfectly fine with him pitching for the Blue Jays. Wells.
Then why did the MLB give him 75 games?
so you're not.
If
okay.
it became a not guilty,
Why did the MLB give him
I don't know.
75 games,
If
which
he-
is
that's all I'm asking.
which is, you know, 125% more than what Aroldis Chapman got
Which is basically what I'm
for
asking.
choking and shooting a gun.
If the courts say no, he did not do this, would you be fine with it? Or are you just done with it soon right now?
I don't think it's a good spot in the city right now.
All right. So you're
Regardless,
basically done.
regardless of what happens,
Yeah, you're done with Osino. Okay, that's fair.
I'm not. I just think it's
I'm not.
No, I don't think it's a good spot for him. I don't think it's a good position. If everything was cleared,
It's fine.
I mean, if
If it was not guilty, come on, not guilty, but the same circumstance, because obviously he's
oh,
still
I'm fine with pitching. I think it's bad. He will not be cheered here. They will boo him out of the stadium. Toronto's very judgmental. He is done.
I don't know if people are judgmental.
I think he's done here 100%. But
I'll ask you the same question.
judgmental and sheepish.
Yeah, I'll ask you the same question. I think you already answered it, but I'll ask you the same question. If it became not guilty, but he still got that 100-game suspension, because he's obviously serving it, 75-game suspension. He's still serving it, Casey. Are you fine with him pitching for Blue Jays? Are you just done with him right now?
If he's found not guilty, I mean, he's found not guilty.
Yeah.
Right? So, the court of public opinion.
But the whole thing is he's still served that. What's he serving
Hey,
those games?
O.J. Simpson was found not guilty.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson wasn't guilty.
OJ didn't do it, so there's
Who
that.
did it?
I mean, but
Who
like,
pitched her down the stairs?
but like, what is Osuna worth?
who
in the
warranted
market?
a third party to call? Like, why would they call?
What is he
I
worth?
don't know.
I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying it's not
anything.
true.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying it is true.
I'm not-
Right? All I'm
yeah.
saying is wait for the police to do their job. Wait for the courts to do their job. That is the whole point of the
Yeah,
justice system, right? Is that you can't just accuse someone of something and then all of a sudden just throw that person in jail.
Yeah, he did something though. But
You don't
what is
know
it?
that,
What
Smith.
is what is he
You
worth
don't know
though?
that.
What is he worth in this market right now?
Well,
Like, what are you going to
his
get?
value is very low because there's a weakness in Toronto, right? Like, they know they have to get rid of him.
Well, they're taking away your problem, so we don't have to give you a lot for it.
Same thing that happened with the Mike Hoffman trade
Yep.
with San Jose. San Jose and the Senators. is that a team knows that you're desperate to get rid of someone. Therefore, they feel like they don't have to offer as much.
Yeah,
They're gonna
absolutely.
lowball you.
Yep.
Just handcuffing the team.
All right, Jays are done though, right? As far as the
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
they're done.
Is it time, Wells? Have you given up yet?
Yeah, they traded Steve Pierce already.
Yeah.
All right.
they're-
Steve Pierce. Who cares? What is Hap worth?
A lot.
Yeah.
He will be the best value we
Whoa,
get.
whoa, whoa, he's worth a lot for 1
Yes.
year, for half a year.
He can make a team difference.
He's
Well,
also
like,
playing
he's
great.
not. No one's gonna give him a prospect for. You're not getting a prospect for him.
Yeah, you will.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you will. What did
A top prospect?
What did Aroldis Chapman
I don't
get?
know. I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. You got Gleyber Torres, who is
For
one
half
of
a
the
year.
for half a year.
Which team would do that though?
Yankees.
No.
Yankees.
No. They're not giving up a top prospect for him.
Yeah, they will.
No.
They're at the top of the top of the pool right
What
now.
is what are the Yankees missing right now? A fourth starter.
A lefty for a starter?
Actually, he could be their third best starter, maybe even second best
I
starter
think he's going to be second. But
on that team if he were to be traded to
yeah,
them.
absolutely. Just because he's a lefty, but nothing else. There's
know,
no
we only
reason.
gave-
No, he's very good.
He's very good. But you
Well,
only
he's
gave
playing
him
great right now, but he's still
Yeah,
lefty.
but you only gave him for half a season.
But that's the point.
But would Jay Happ sign back with the Yankees? Of course,
No,
he'll sign it.
he would sign with the Jays again.
Would
I
he?
wouldn't be surprised if he signed up
He
with the
could,
Jays.
he could.
Yeah?
Yeah, he could.
Well, he could, but
And you don't have to pay for.
That's what Chapman
You,
did.
exactly. It's very similar. Like Chapman got one of the best. Like Gleyber Torres is one of the best young players in baseball right now. Now, will that return be as big? I doubt it. Will it be significant? Yes. If you can get like the Jays are doing nothing, so if you can get anything in return for someone for 3 months,
Yeah.
you will do it. And then I would not be surprised if he signs another 2-year contract with us after that.
He might.
I feel like that happens in hockey. It happens much in baseball.
It's
It happened with
different.
Chapman. Yeah,
It's
happened
different.
with Chapman. Remember he went to the Cubs,
Cubs,
to win? He went to the Cubs. He
Yeah,
won,
and
they won the World
traded,
Series.
and
Then he
won,
came back.
came back to the Yankees. Donaldson.
Nothing. Worth nothing right now.
Well, is he going to sign with the Jays for 1 year? I think
Yeah.
he's going to sign with the Jays.
Well,
for 1 year.
they're gonna
He has to.
They will give him the qualifying option, which will be $18 million for 1 year, which would be less than what he's making this year. But in
not
order for
playing
him
this year, so-
in order for him to reboost whatever value he might have, he has to accept that. And if he doesn't accept it and sign with another team, then the Jays get a competitive balance pick, which is a top 40 draft pick, top 40 overall, not top 40 round.
What a difference a year makes. Because I remember asking you guys at the beginning of the season, of this podcast season,
Yep.
what's Donaldson going to get? You said, throw the kitchen sink at this guy,
Yeah.
give him $40 million, give him whatever he wants.
Yeah, I
now,
said that, yeah.
at the end of this year, not even at the end of the season, not even a halfway point to the
Jay
season,
Batista money, right?
I'm not giving him
Well, there was
18 million.
an interesting conversation we had on Horseplay last night was Jose Batista right now will get you more than Josh Donaldson will.
Yep.
Because Jose Batista, while he did falter coming back into the NL with the Braves, that was like his spring training.
Yeah.
But what he's done with the Mets for the last month and a half
playing fine.
is he's playing vintage. Now, he's not hitting power, but he's getting on base. He has like a 900 OPS, which is the league
How much
average.
he did here? Yeah, he got him.
900 OPS, the league
He
average
leads
is
the league right now.
740.
He's league
No,
players
no.
over 150 at bats, something like that. If
He doesn't have that yet.
if he has the right amount of at bats, he'd lead the league.
But he's the kind of guy who could be like the 25th man on like a playoff team. He can get you a walk. He can put up a good at bat. He is more valuable than Josh. If Josh Johnson would come off the DL tomorrow and have a great 3 weeks, it still wouldn't be as much value as what Jose Batista is right now.
Yeah.
And no one would have told you that in April.
Now is this happening on purpose?
What?
Donaldson just stinking it up.
No,
would he do that on purpose?
No,
He's
man.
cost
You
himself
know, how much,
money.
you know how much money that guy
He cost
lost?
himself money.
Well, he's going to lose what is it right now? 19, 20 million,
Right now, he's getting paid $23.5
and he's going to
million.
make 18 next year.
That I think is the maximum he can make for
And
that
he's,
one
he's
single year.
not going to move from Toronto. He's going to stay here.
But we were talking about he's going to get $35 million.
Well, but he's not going to get 35 million.
But why would he do it on purpose then?
Well, he got hurt, and I think now the best thing for him to do is to sit back and take his 18.
Oh, he has to take
million.
another year. No, well, he has to do that another year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he
That's
has to
saying.
do it.
His
Okay.
best option right now is taking that 18 million because he's there's no way he can recover right now and earn himself a 30 million a season contract, right? So the best thing for him to do right now is play sporadically, take his 18 next year, and figure it out.
He has to recover from this.
And next year, I don't think he's gonna play good enough to be worth 30 million the year after. I think he's declining. Right? He's old. He's not like
Well, now he's got the injury-prone tag on him.
Yeah.
So
How old is he? 33? 32?
he's 32 right now. Next year will be his age 33 season, which is not old, but it's like
It's old enough to be.
But like if Mike Moustakas, who's 28, is getting paid 6.5 a year,
He's old enough to. I don't think he's gonna. I guess he can get paid from like
He
a
can
2-year
come back.
basis.
He can come back next year
Someone
and
might
have
give
an
him 2 years.
MVP season like he did before.
Yeah.
He won't get more than $20 million a year.
No,
I guarantee you.
no. Because why would you? All right, so we're gonna do this. So we're running a little long now. So what we're gonna do?
Why are you
is-
looking at the time?
Stop. Listen to me first. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it off here. And we're going to come back with part 2. Just for the people. All right? And I promise you this time, Casey will talk.
I talk.
Hit him with that theme song.
Nash Wells and Smythe host Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.